just trying to think her way in and get a range, you know, but it's really a case of just stepping in, double the jab up, let the punches go, find your range that way.
Well, Messe, as wily as ever. She was in action last month against Leanne Bush. She's been in with Stevie Levy a couple of times. We've seen her progress on Fightzone, of course. Recently boxed in Spain, did very well. Did lose the bout, but did very well in defeat. Katie Healy from Wolverhampton.
She can be stopped though, Messe. You know, but so it's going to take a real effort. It's going to take Healy, you know, really pushing down on the gas, letting the punches go. You know, being very determined in her effort. So far, all of Healy's fights have gone the distance. Former excellent kickboxer.
Smart lady as well. She has a business management degree, but does love fighting.
She does bet around in that one, starting to just get her distance, relax into it a little bit, start letting a few more shots go.
Counted well with the jab in the round, Katie Healy. Gav Burrows, the trainer in the corner there, giving the advice. Katie Healy, a stablemate of Rachel Ball.
Well intent, concentrating now.
Seconds out. Round 3.
And again, Messe again quickly to take centre of the ring.
Takes a right hand from Healy there. But she did look to come out with a little more intent, didn't she, Messe? That's better. Use the jab, box your way in. Behind that jab, double it up. It's better from Healy, doubling that jab. She just needs to throw that right hand behind it. Messe tricky. She's good defensively, good head movement.
Well, in the 27 defeats, she has been stopped 7 times. But I think you always make the point, as these road warriors, if you like, progress in their careers. She's 28 now. She's learned a few more tricks along the way, and they just always learn how to look after themselves that little bit more, don't they? So she's become much more durable now.
Absolutely. You know, in a journeyman career, they're not going to last long if they don't learn. You know, it's a tough game, and you know, they need to pick up things every single fight, and that's what the good ones do. And Messe is one of the good ones in women's boxing. But Healy starting to get her boxing together, using the jab a little bit better, needs to step in with that. But, you know, she's starting to loosen up, you know, since December, starting to get the moves back together again.
So as Gav Burrows giving the advice, what advice would you say there now in this situation, Glenn?
For Healy, I would just want her to start throwing more. I think, you know, she's doing the right thing. Her technique's good. You know, doubling the jab up. But Messe is good at getting away. You know, she's moving her head. She's got good head movement, good defensive skills. So it's going to take 4 punches, 5 punches. It's going to take combinations to rattle her to get through.
Round 4.
That's Messe's game. Just looking to pot shot, pull a single shot out the bag.
Well, both exchanging.
Better from Healy, you know, but that's what it's going to take. It's going to take combinations. It's going to take putting shots together, trying to trap Messe on the ropes or in the corner and rally off combinations. Solid jab from Healy.
Yeah, she does have Messe on her bike a little bit in this round. As I say that, Messe comes back, lets the hands go.
She does, but good to see Healy covering up well. As they, you know, drops her hands, moves her head from side to side, you know, relies on reflexes, but them reflexes have served her well. Hasn't been stopped for 2.5 years.
Well, pick the bones out of that round, Glenn.
Yeah, Messe, you know, Messe did a little bit better. She got off with a few shots. I still think Healy's doing the better work, you know, the cleaner work with the jab, landing a good right hand there. And, you know, she just needs to keep picking it up as the rounds go on. It'll get better and better from Healy.
Well, 2 rounds to go. Where do you stand on the 2-minute, 3-minute round situation with the women?
You know, I mean, you get, I think, the women are happy with it. So, you know,
well, not all
hard. They train hard. A lot of the ones I've heard of.
No. What I'm saying is a lot of the women want the 3 minutes, don't they? They want the 3-minute round.
Yeah, no, definitely. You know, I think they should have the 3 minutes. I think it just, you know, you know, this is a 6-2s, could have easily been a 4-3s, and I think that would have worked better. You've got more time in the round just to settle in, to get things, to work things out. It's all a bit of a sprint, 2 minutes.
There is the argument that the 2 minutes can be more exciting as they are packing more in, so it's swings and roundabouts in that score, I suppose. But as you say, they train just as hard as the men. Why not have absolute parity?
Absolutely, absolutely. All for equality, Dom.
Again, Messe still there, still creating problems. Messe still slinging, isn't she? As you say, pot shotting most of the time, the Romanian. But she has a style that not many enjoy fighting against. It is awkward. She's
very much so.
rangy and languid, and
yeah, she knows what she's got to do in there to get through these rounds, and and also land with punches. She manages to pull out some wins. 11 wins, 3 stoppages. So if you're not up to the task, Messe will get a result. She's always busy, Messe. She's always waiting for a gap, a slip up. But there's the key for me, for Healy, and that is get that jab working.
So you will have a well in control on your card going into the sixth and final.
I mean, I think the rounds, they're not one-sided by any means in Healy's favor, but she's getting the better. She's getting the better of most of the rounds.
Corners, 10 seconds.
Well, Messe takes her own stool out on that occasion.
So the final 2 minutes of this contest. We're talking about 2 and 3 minute rounds, and the elite amateur women do the 3 minutes. That's another reason why, as far as Glenn McCrory is concerned, it should be 3 minutes for the women.
Why should they not take 3 minutes of punishment like the men? No, it's tough. It's in some ways the 3 minutes obviously is tougher if you're not experienced to use it, but it's better. You're training 3 minutes most of the time in the gym. You want to get used to the 3 minutes. So it's hard. All of a sudden going to 2. I remember briefly as an amateur doing 2 minute rounds myself, and and then it's over so quickly.
Well, there's 1 minute remaining of this contest, and bar anything silly, it should be win number 4 for Katie Healy. Just gets a little bit scruffy.
Well inside the last 30 seconds of this. And she's done the better in most of the rounds for me, Healy, but she's never impressed. She's never really got herself motivated enough and got herself angry. It's always for me she's looked flat throughout this. I wonder if preparation's gone according to plan. I think she's got the win, but it's been a tough one for her.
Yeah, well, our man Steve Lillis will find out more, I'm sure, in the interview. But I think that she has had a cold this week, which will go some way towards explaining why she's maybe not been absolutely on it today.
Right. Well, that could certainly that could be it, because just something was missing, a little bit of fire, and that's all it takes in a boxing career, in a bout, for it not to be at your best.
It's very easy sometimes, isn't it, for us to forget how many things are going on in these fighters' lives that can affect performance so easily. I mean, it's very easy for us to sit here and commentate on fights like that, but obviously we will find out now exactly how Katie Healy has done. Here's our MC, Craig Stephen.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, before we declare the result, the referee Andy Brook has asked me to ask you, this was a very close contest, please show your appreciation for both our boxers in the ring. So Mr. Brook has this contest 58-57. The winner, now going to 4-0 from Wolverhampton, Katie Healy.
So Andy Brook, the scoring referee, 58-57. Can't argue with that.
No, No, the rounds were close. Messe always had something to do. I thought Healy, was always slightly better, but I think the most important thing is if you're not at top of your game, is the important thing. Still getting that win. Sometimes it has to, if you win ugly, it doesn't matter as long as you get that win. There's time to feel better another day. And she'll be glad of the experience. It's hard. It's probably a bit alien for her. It's an afternoon show, so lots of things are different. But she come through and she got the win.
Well, she did indeed, and she is now ringside with our man Steve Lillis.
Congratulations, Katie. Still unbeaten. Toughest fight so far?
I'd say yes. We had a few things in the camp, which I was hoping, like things like colds and stuff, to get rid of, but they've been lingering. So yeah, it's been the toughest camp so far, toughest fight. But I'm glad I've gone in there and proven to myself that I could go in there and do it today.
That was against she was a very defensively cued opponent, wasn't she?
No, very different opponent from my other fights. Very skillful with their movement. She came forward a lot more. I had to change my game plan a little bit. So no, really good test today. Very good fight.
During commentary, our co-commentator Glenn McCrory suggested he'd like to see women fight in 3-minute rounds. What's your message to Glenn on that?
I answered this in an interview I did with Fightzone recently, actually, and I think there's pros and cons to either. I think with the 2-minute rounds, we see a lot more action. But with the 3 minutes, it might, whether we see more stoppages because it's a slower pace, I'm not sure. So either way, I'm happy for it to go.
And before we let you go, is it pizza now or tonight?
Tonight, definitely tonight. Yeah, it's my little post-fight tradition.
Well, we'll go back to Dom, another man who knows his way around a pizza.
Enjoy that pizza.
Thanks very much.
Thank you ever so much.
More than one, I should say.
You're speaking for yourself here now. Well, we are ready to crack on with the action. Don't forget we have that British title fight, the flyweights in action. Tommy Frank and Craig Derbyshire topping the bill here at the Magna Rotherham. But it's on we go. Here's our MC, Craig Stephen.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the ring first from Rochdale, Richard Helm. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from Grimethorpe in Yorkshire, for the first time as a professional, here comes Danny Hall! Ladies and gentlemen, once again a very warm welcome back to the Magna Centre here in Rotherham. Brought to you by Dennis Hobson's Fight Academy in association with JJ Crump and Son, Argila Lounge and Empire Fight Store. This is 4 3-minute rounds in the super welterweight division. A referee once again from Leeds is Mr. Andy Brooke. Introducing first in the red corner, He wears the black shorts with gold trim. He weighed in 157.1 pounds. A 4-fight record. 1 win, 1 draw. His win coming by KO with only 2 defeats. From Rochdale in Lancashire, Richard Helm. And across the ring in the blue corner, he wears the black with silver trim. He weighed in 157.5 pounds. Tonight, this young man makes his professional debut in the ring from Grindthorpe, Yorkshire, Danny Hall.
Boxers, you've both got your rules to defend yourselves at all times.
So Danny Hall, the professional debut, the 24-year-old from Grindthorpe, Yorkshire. Carl Greaves in his corner. A very good stable of fighters, Carl Greaves, both trainer and manager. In against Richard Helm, who wears the black shorts. Danny Hall wearing black and silver. A good amateur. 5 Yorkshire titles. And a couple of box cups as well. And now the pro debut. We see many professional debuts here on Fight Zone. Always good to see. And this is a tough challenge against Richard Helm, the Rochdale man. He's got 1 win, 2 defeats and a draw. Plenty of support at the Magna for Danny Hall.
With decent movement from Danny Hall. You can see he's a good operator, good skills.
A good movement as well from Hall. Richard Helm, the 35-year-old, is already mixed with some very good fighters. He was in against Jason Harty, lost a 4-rounder on points just a couple of weeks ago.
Well, it's Helm that's got the centre of the ring. And it's a good little attack from Danny Hall. Tries the big right hand, Helm. He's trying to impose himself on Hall, isn't he, Helm? He's trying to get the center of the ring. He's trying to push Hall onto the back foot.
Good body shot again from Hall.
Yeah, starting to liven up Hall, starting to find his range. Obviously debut, we know, very, very nervous occasion. And that will take its toll, but he's settling in well. Takes a shot there from Helm.
So the first round of his professional career. In against a live opponent as well. He's pipped that round as far as Glenn McCrory is concerned. Some good work from Danny Hall.
Yes. Helm, came to get the center of the ring, to take the fight to Hall, and he did in the first part of that round. But it was Danny Hall, who's good boxing, good movement, quickly got the range, started to get his punches on target, and finished off a winner on my card in that round. And I think the corner, Carl Greaves there, will be happy enough with his charge for first round. That was good enough.
10 seconds.
Let's hope there's many more rounds that we see in Danny Hall.
Seconds out, round 2.
Again, Hall going to work, urged on by supporters here in Rotherham.
You're getting a little bit of venom in the body shot and the right hand to the head. Looks like he prefers letting that right hand go. Good straight right hand, rocks the head back of Richard Helm.
Well, you can see the amateur pedigree.
Yeah, he skips in and out of range well. You know, he's hunting for that jab in the right hand to land, but Helm, you know, decent defense, knows how to, you know, tuck up, get his hands up and get out the way. Takes a solid straight right hand from Danny Hall.
Just moving Helm around the ring now, Danny Hall.
Yeah, he's starting to enjoy himself in there. It's all slipping into place. And, you know, we talk about nerves in debuts, but there's also a lot of excitement there as well. You know, you're suddenly you're on the big stage. You know, televised on the Fightzone platform. You know, there's a lot to excite you as well. So, you know, as much as it's nervy, you know, the adrenaline is certainly flowing, and you know, you get to enjoy that. In fact, you talk about the adrenaline and the buzz in boxing. One of the hardest things is for boxers to walk away from that, to retire and walk away, because it becomes addictive. You know, you love the buzz of getting ready for a fight. You love the training. It all becomes very much part of your life.
And Hall just wants the final say in the round. Helm comes back. It's a little burst of action at the end of the round. But a clear round for Danny Hall, Glenn.
Yes, very much so. Good boxing. You know, used the ring well with his movement. Landed some good shots. Richard Helm, you know, stubborn opposition, strong opposition. You know, always trying to get his own shots on, and always dangerous.
Well, it isn't a debut against a journeyman who's going to cover up and run around the ring. It's a very, very live opponent. So Danny Hall doing very well. He's got a good look about him, hasn't he? He's got a good style.
Yeah, but I think he'll move along quite quickly. Obviously, he's still, you know, he's 24 years of age, so he's fairly mature. You know, he's got some good amateur pedigree. So, you know, you don't want to be taking your time too long with fighters like this. The amateurs is a much bigger platform these days.
Seconds out.
There's Carl Greaves in the corner. Carl knows a thing or two about training, managing, promoting, fighting. He's got every badge.
Some success there from Helm with the right hand. Now Helm's got to come out now, and you know, he's got to make some impact in this round, because it's running away from him. And he'll be keen to get a win. He'll feel, you know, a debut opponent, no experience. This is one of those where I can grab one.
Well, he's packed a fair bit in, Helm, since turning over. He made his debut in November of last year. He's had 3 fights this year. This is 4th now.
And Helm, you know, he's got some fire in the belly. You know, he's looking to try and land his own shots with bad intentions. Looks for the uppercut there.
Both men exchanging hooks. But good movement from Hall.
Good
measuring
movement.
Distance well, getting in and out.
It's good movement done, but he's looking to fight a little bit too much. He's you know, falling into Helm's game where he could, with that footwork, with that good footwork, in and out of distance, use the jab to make this simple and comfortable. Obviously, you want to impress, you want to, you know, steal the show on a night like tonight, but you know, what's most important is settling into your career and getting that win.
Good right hook from Helm. Curtis Gargano in his corner, just urging him on now.
Yeah, it was a good right hand he landed with. Just need to carry on though. Another good right hand. So he's leaving himself open, Hall, so he'll have to, you know, watch this back. Look what he's doing with that left hand. Why he's getting caught with that shot. And there's no saying you can't take a bath without getting wet. So, you know, in a fight you're going to get hit, unless you're Floyd Mayweather, and of course, and then it might not happen. But you've got to learn. You know, every time you're in the ring, every time you spar, it's all part of the journey. What you learn, how you adapt, and then, you know, you're ready for the opportunity when it comes. So some success from Helm, but obviously the more of the better work from Danny Hall.
There's a little blood around the nose of Richard Helm. As you say, he landed some shots of his own.
Yeah, there's a couple of fair right hands that landed, and that's something that Hall has to look at. I'm sure Carl Greaves will dissect that and find out what went wrong.
So what advice are you giving in that corner now, Glenn, if it's you?
You know, for me, I just want him to use the good footwork, get on the jab, keep nice and tight, don't take any silly shots. Helm will be coming out to make a bit of a name for himself, to have a real go in the last round. So this is where be sensible, be smart, use the jab, use the good footwork, and get the win.
Second match for the fourth and final round.
So the fourth and final round. And you have Danny Hall 3 rounds up going into this last round, Glenn. So as you say,
yeah, I do. I think, you know, good performance from Danny Hall so far. Nice boxing.
but again, Helm still has that ambition. He's still trying to land the big shot, isn't he? And Hall just happy to stand and trade a little.
Well, Helm also the sort of fighter that's, you know, we're going to see a lot of, because he's a good opponent. You know, he's trying. You know, defensively he's quite good. You know, so I think, you know, he's going to get plenty of work. Is Richard Helm.
Yeah, he has been busy. Not Seamus Devlin busy, but he's been busy in terms of the diary.
But, you know, he's learned his craft in there with Curtis Gargano. And, you know, he's still got some ambition, Helm, which I like to see.
Well, he's got the one win. He's only had 4 fights to date to this one, but did shock Redwan Nishat with a knockout. That in just his own second fight. And we can see he does have a bit of a dig on him, but Danny Hall for the most part, has dealt with Richard Helm, dealt with him well.
Well, I like Helm's relaxed in there, the 4th round, staying in the pocket there, but happy enough to get his shots off.
Well, both men land hooks. A decent little contest, this.
It has been, and it's been a good last round. Certainly enjoyed this. 35 seconds still to go. Looking a little tired now, Richard Helm. He's took a couple of solid shots himself in this last round. Of a big effort from Helm. Takes a left hook. Looking to grab and hold and just get through this. So he's been hurt in there in this last round.
Well, again, both men letting their hands go, and again, both wanting the final say in the 4th round. A really good contest. It's one of those fights, I think if you ask both men, they really enjoyed that.
Yeah, good contest. And looking at the smile on Carl Greaves' face, he certainly enjoyed it. But, you know, it's good to see them both give their all. You know, good debut for Danny Hall, and I think Carl Greaves will be happy with the opposition that, you know, he's been picked for him. And Richard Helm put up a good performance, solid, working hard, you know, always looking for the big punch. And, you know, congratulations to him. Good fight.
Well, it was, and the scoring referee, Andy Brooke, has passed over the details to our MC, so let's cross again to Craig Stephen.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Brooke will bring together both boxers. We have the score totals before we declare. Please show your appreciation for both our boxers in the ring. So Mr. Brooks' scorecard reads 39-37 in favour of the winner. The professional journey starts right now for the man from Granthorpe, Danny Hall. So, ladies and gentlemen, just before we have a ringside interview with Danny Hall, and especially for the people with us here, but also the people at home, if you cast your eye on the table, ladies and gentlemen, you will see a piece of paper with a QR code. That is the code that allows you to sign up for Fightzone. If you sign up today, you will get 3 months free. Thereafter, it will only be $1.99 a month. It's fantastic value. So please do it. You'll be able to watch us back, and you will be able to watch any further show on Fightzone. So we'll hand back over to Steve for a ringside interview.
Danny, congratulations on the winner. Tougher than what many guys have on their debut, and that was nothing against your performance.
No, yeah, you're right, mate. Honestly, he's a powerful lad, and I know I had to stay away from his right hand because he's obviously shown that he can knock people out. But yeah, it was definitely a danger to me. And it was tough for my first one. I've not been in the ring for two and a half years nearly, so definitely a good warm up. Yeah, no disrespect to him, obviously.
And when you felt his right hand in the second round, was it as hard as you expected?
It was hard, yeah. It was definitely hard. But I think I took it well. Yeah, obviously all adrenaline and stuff makes you take a bit of more punishment. But I was getting a bit lazy as well, and I can spar a lot better than that against better. No disrespect about prospects and stuff, but yeah.
You've had 2.5 years out. You know, you've been a long time waiting for the professional debut. Had all the nerves gone by the time today come because of all the anticipation for the last year or so?
No, I was more nervous today, especially half an hour ago. My hands were sweaty. I was sweating my bag off. I was like, you know, but you know, you've just got to get through it and make sure a better fighter, obviously, more experience. So yeah, I enjoyed it. And to be honest, I wanted a challenge. So I've been sparring good lads, so I needed a good lad to challenge me at ring. And yeah, he definitely brought that.
Yeah, well, thanks a lot. I'm sure everyone watching on Fightzone enjoyed the fight, and we look forward to watching your career progress on the platform.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Back to you, Dom.
An impressive debut for him. Seems like a really good lad as well. Carl Greaves very pleased with his performance today. Remember, here on Fightzone this afternoon, Sunday afternoon boxing for you. We've got Matty Heppenstall from Barnsley in against Harry Matthews. Keenan Wainwright from Sheffield takes on Maso Sambao. Levi Giles, the Grimsby Bands, in against a very well-travelled Brian Moreno. And then it's top of the bill, Tommy Frank and Craig Derbyshire clash for the second time. Tommy Frank is 1-0 up, but this is for the Flyweight British title. But before all that, we're going to see Billy Pickles from Leeds in against Alex Tuktorov. So it's on we go with the action. Here's MC Craig Stephen.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the action. Sunday afternoon, professional boxing. Doesn't get any better than this, does it? Please welcome to the ring, Alex Tuktorov. Gentlemen, from Leeds, Yorkshire, it's Billy the Kid, Billy Pickles! Gentlemen, welcome back to the action. Mr. Howard Foster, introducing first in the red corner. He wears black with green and white trim. He weighed in 147.5 pounds. Comes to the ring this evening in his 39th professional contest. From Southampton, England, the always dangerous Alex Tuktorov. And across the ring in the blue corner, he wears the black shorts with silver and gold trim. He weighed in 146.6 pounds. His record so far perfect, 10-0. From Leeds, Yorkshire, Billy the Kid Pickles.
Guys, you know the rules. Keep it clean, break straight away when told. Watch your edging close and look to your ball too close.
The final instructions from Howard Foster, our referee for this one. Billy the Kid Pickles, the 27-year-old from Leeds, wears the black trunks with white trim. In against Alex Tuktorov, 36 years old, based in Southampton, wearing black. And Pickles, this is his 11th professional fight, 10 wins, all via points. Will he have a bit more ambition today? Will he revert to Road Warrior today? Will he revert to Road Warrior type? We wait and see.
Well, that was a big win for Tuktorov. Very disappointing for Joe, who I'm sure will rebound from that though. Tuktorov is one of those sort of dangerous, tough opponents that you have to be ready for. You have to give him full respect, and you have to do your job. And Pickles said 10, one all 10. He's got to go about his work in the right manner. And every now and again, as he did with Joe Laws, one of these journeymen like Tuktorov pull off a win. You don't want it to be against you. So, you know, you need to get down, do your work. Nothing's a foregone conclusion in boxing. You need to put the work in.
Good work in close from both men.
I mean, the thing you already see about Tuktorov, we've seen him, you know, several times before, is he looks like he's thinking about it more. You know, he's trying to, you know, he's got a decent stance. He's waiting. He's not rushing. He's not, you know, doing anything silly. His defense is good. You know, he's putting more thought into this because obviously, you know, that win has geared him up a little bit. Obviously highly thought of, Joe Laws, and that's a big setback in his career. But at the 6th round stage, Dom, it's all about learning, and you know that hiccups happen. You just got to get over them and learn from them.
Tuktorov still on the front foot. Pickles using the ring. It's the first time actually he's boxed out of Leeds. Most of his fights have been at Ellen Road, but they've all been in Leeds, so something of an away day, but he's not left Yorkshire. Just moved from West Yorkshire to South Yorkshire.
Tuktorov's done pretty well in this round.
Well, wasn't a great deal in that, Glenn, so how are you scoring it?
Do you know what? Tuktorov for me was on the front foot that little bit more. He covered up well whenever Pickles let his shots go and landed some decent shots himself. I think Tuktorov, you know, the new version, may well have gotten the win there. May well have won that round.
So what does Billy do?
Well, he's got to get a little bit livelier. It's all about, you know, making Tuktorov work outside, you know, how he wants to work. You know, you could see the way he was going about it. He was pacing himself. He was thinking about it. You know, using his boxing brain a little bit more, using that vast experience, 38 fights. So, you know, we need a lot more work, a bit more movement, attack him from different angles from Pickles.
Well, he's a good amateur, Billy Pickles. Won Yorkshire national titles. He boxed for England. And then lets the hands go at the start of the 2nd round.
Yeah, better from Pickles, who needs to be busy, use that jab and a little bit more movement. You know, step around Tuktorov, give him some angles.
Straight shots from Pickles.
Yep, and then step to the side and throw something from another angle. Don't just stay in front of him.
Just high guard marching forward, Tuktorov.
I think it's important for Pickles to keep using that jab, use a bit of movement. Don't get too close to Tuktorov because, you know, he works well inside. That's better from Pickles. A little bit of movement, picking his shots. That's better. You know, get his shots off long range and then get out of there, get out of the pocket. Don't stay in there where Tuktorov will be happy and let his shots go.
Flicking out that jab well, Billy Pickles. He's very tough, very strong, Tuktorov.
But he's out-thought him in this round, Pickles. You know, using shots from long range and then stepping around a little bit. For me, he doesn't need to stay inside too long, Pickles. Got to fight smart. The last 10 seconds, it allows Tuktorov back into it, in close.
So that's even things up on your card anyway. Billy Pickles winning that round, dropping the first, according to you, Glenn.
Yeah, well, it was a good start from Tuktorov, but Pickles, you know, had to adjust there, had to start thinking a bit more, and he did that. You know, start fighting, letting the shots go at long range, and then moving from side to side, and that worked well. What he doesn't have to do is just stand in front of Tuktorov, because he's strong, solid, knows what he's doing in there.
And Vazem, who we watched earlier, doing the corner with Tuktorov, who, maybe it's just me, but facially just has a touch of the Carl Framptons about him.
Corners, 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's just you.
It's just me, is it? No, our man Steve Lillis is nodding his head. He's in agreement. An Eastern European Carl Frampton. Certainly not in his boxing style, just
I think
facially.
I might have said that last time we saw.
Don't start nicking my lines now. Again, he's still coming forward, Tuktorov, still letting the hands go.
Well, it's important that Pickles keeps the work rate up. You know, he's 10-0. He's a good fighter. Got a good engine. Needs to use it. It's just 6 rounds. He's 27 years of age, so he's fully mature. You know, should be now training for the longer distances, ready to step up. It's better putting combinations together and then covering up well. Solid right hand from Pickles.
Bit of venom in these shots from Tuktorov.
Strong, isn't he? He plants his feet and looks to get some power in those punches.
Slings in the overhand right.
But that's when, you know, that's when Pickles has landed his shots, you know, and you see that Tuktorov is going to come for an exchange. That's when he needs to move, Pickles. Both exchanging solid punches there. And this is a closer round. It's been hard for Pickles to keep Tuktorov off, and Tuktorov, you know, he's landed some solid shots on the inside, couple of, well, 3 good body shots going in there and finishing the round well. Tuktorov, hard to split him in this one.
Well, most of the work from both men has been up close, hasn't it?
It has not, you know, for me that suits Tuktorov more.
So this is shaping up to be a really tight fight.
Well, it is on my card. I've got it level at the moment. Hard to split them in that last round. Give Tuktorov the first, Pickles the second. You know, it's a hard-fought fight. Neither one has got has become the dominant fighter in there, have they? You know, both are having their successes, and I think this fight is in the air and to be won yet.
Bonus 10 seconds.
Well, still to come on Fight Zone, of course. Plenty of action.
Round 4.
Keenan Wainwright, Matty Heppenstall, Levi Giles. We shall be seen over the course of the afternoon, and then the main event, of course, a cracker of a British flyweight title fight between Tommy Frank, who has the belt, Craig Derbyshire, the challenger. And we're enjoying this one. Billy Pickles, who now lets the hands go. Tuktorov comes back, tries an uppercut without success. A lively start to round 4 of this scheduled 6-rounder.
Well, it's going to have to be lively from here on in, because it's up in the air on my card. Pickles started this round very sharp, getting through with some straight punches, and it's going to take that. It's going to take a good, solid work rate from Billy Pickles, because Tuktorov looks like he's got the taste for winning.
Well, still warning for Billy Pickles from Howard Foster, the referee. Final warning, use of the head.
Yeah, and came straight out, Tuktorov with a nice combination out of the southpaw stance. Right hook to the body, right hook to the head. And he had a good start to the round, Pickles. He needs to finish the same. This is an important round in the fight. Can't afford to lose this one. Oh, Tuktorov, what a right hand to the body he landed there. Thudding right hand. Well, Pickles, you know, such a good start to the round. Needs to keep that up. Needs to keep throwing the long punches in flurries. That's it. Then nice little switch. Move out the way.
So good round for Billy Pickles.
An important round, Dom. Some good work went in the middle of the round from Alex Tuktorov, but it was a very good start, very good first minute, very busy from Billy Pickles, and then, you know, he finished off in the last round, you know, after a solid middle bit from Tuktorov. Pickles finished off the better at the end to get the fourth in what was a very important round on my scorecard.
An interesting fight, this. The man from Leeds who's brought a fair bit of support down to Rotherham.
Corners, 10 seconds.
Big fan of the Sunday afternoon boxing, Glenn?
I'm a fan of any afternoon, any night. You have it in the morning for me.
And again, Tuktorov, centre of the ring. Pickles on the back foot, popping out the shots well.
As long as we got our roasts for after, Dom, I'll be happy. Well, Pickles needs to keep up the momentum now. You know, obviously got the fitness, just needs to keep it nice and sharp, use some movement, keep it at long range like he's doing. That's more eye-catching. Don't stand inside if you can help it. And that's what he's looking to do there, which Tuktorov gets through with the right hand. That's better. Pot shot from Pickles at long range. Rights and lefts landing. Tuktorov he's a strong competitor, 36 years of age, in good shape. Strong man.
Well, you mentioned he might have the taste for winning again after that shock win over Joe Laws last week up in Newcastle. Got to go back 2.5 years for his previous win, or the last win before that one. But he's not lacking ambition today, certainly. Billy Pickles has had his hands full at times with him.
Well, the long-range work like this has been good from Pickles. He's got to keep that up, though. Just keep on the move. Don't let Tuktorov get set. See, then he gets busy, Tuktorov. Solid southpaw jab from Pickles.
Little shake
and
of the head.
another one. And this is much better. This is much better. Using boxing skills. Crowd enjoying it. Brought some fans down from Leeds. Tuktorov getting a little angry in there now. Frustration coming through.
Yeah, a very good 5th round from Billy Pickles. Well, he dropped his hands, Tuktorov, didn't he, at the end of that round, and Pickles took full advantage.
Yeah, it was good boxing. You know, he did what he had to do there. Keep it at long range, use the angles, lots of movement. And, you know, that's what I've been calling for. And, you know, he did it perfectly in that round. And that was his clearest round, I think, Dom.
So Billy Pickles has edged ahead in this contest, according to Glenn McCrory's scorecard, as we enter the 6th and final round. You've got him 3 rounds up now, have you, Glenn?
I have got him 3 rounds up. So I have Dom.
Seconds out, 6th and final round.
So what will we see from Alex Tuktorov now again? Just centre of the ring, trying to move Pickles around again.
Well, Tuktorov is going to come for it. You know, he's going to try and push it in this last round, just hoping that the scorecard is close. And I think, you know, Pickles needs to have that same mindset that, you know, it's not in the bag yet. Need to get another round just to make sure.
Still plenty of endeavour from Tuktorov. Pickles just using the ring well. That pot shot again.
Well, he's reserving energy as he skips around like that. Just gives him time to get his breath, and then, you know, also, you know, pick your shots from range without getting caught yourself. You know, when he elects to just drop his head into Tuktorov and try and stand in there, that's when Tuktorov has his successes.
I think a bit of weariness now playing its part.
Nice little snappy right hand as he's moving around there from Pickles. Showed a bit of class in these last couple of rounds. You know, showing that he's, you know, can box to instruction, smart fighter.
There's a real reddening and a little bit of blood around the right eye now of Billy Pickles. Still Tuktorov piles forward. But it has been smart, as you say, Glenn. The last couple of rounds showed the class that we knew Billy Pickles has, as Tuktorov still looking for a big shot. But it's not going to happen this week for the Southampton-based Alex Tuktorov, as Billy Pickles has the final say in the 6th and final round. And you have him a handy winner, Glenn.
Yep, I've got him 3 points ahead. 59-56 on my card. I give Tuktorov an opening round and a share of a round. But it doesn't tell the whole story of a very solid opponent, Alex Tuktorov, who came to try and steal this away from undefeated Billy Pickles. And, you know, give us a fight.
So Billy Pickles just has that eye tended to. Just a little bit of swelling there, a little nick to the right eye. But of course the man that matters now is the scoring referee, Howard Foster. Steve Crump and Asif Farley in the ring. Dennis Hobson is missing in Tenerife, Glenn.
Certainly is. Yep, enjoying himself as usual. And Dan, hope you're having a lovely time, my friend. God bless you. Could be an avid watcher.
Well, Tuktorov has one glove off. We have the official verdict, and that is with MC Craig Stephen.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, go back into the ring for the decision. Before we declare the result, a fine 6 rounds of boxing from both boxers. Let's hear it, please. Both boxers in the ring. So, Mr. Foster sees this contest 58-56. The winner, still undefeated from Leeds, Billy the Kid Pickles. And ladies and gentlemen, please give the applause going. The man from Southampton, Alex Tuktorov.
Well, Billy Pickles takes the applause. And there's plenty of respect for Alex Tuktorov in the Magna here in Rotherham as well. Put on a performance, but Billy Pickles just had that little bit too much for him. And Billy has made his way ringside, where he's with Steve Lillis and Steve Crump.
Billy, congratulations, win number 11, but I'm guessing, would it be fair to say you learnt more from those 6 rounds than the previous 10 fights?
100%. He was there for the duration, and he was putting it, taking me for a test, you know what I mean? Came at me, and he was non-stop, do you know what I mean? He was quite relentless, so yeah, it was good.
And it has to be pointed, he come off a very good win against Joe Laws last week.
Yeah, Joe Laws is a right boxer, you know, he's good, and he managed to beat him by, I think, a round or so. And so I knew I was up against it tonight, and I knew it was going to be an hard fight, but I bought it. So yeah, I'm happy.
Over to Steve Crump, our co-promoter tonight, and one of our heads of Fightzone. Steve, again, fine example of the good matching we're getting on Fightzone and these great learning fights for the prospects that you're signing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, congratulations to Billy for coming out and taking this fight after having, is it 2 years you've laid off?
Yeah, I got like a warm-up fight about 6 months ago.
Yeah.
In my open out sort of thing, you know, it was someone.
Yeah.
And obviously this fight was a big test compared to my last fight, you know what I mean?
So, you know, I think me and Aziza has been talking, we're going to look at, this is a great event on a Sunday afternoon, little bit square, just out of the ballpark again, so I think we're going to do it again on a Sunday. We might try and do it up in Leeds, where Billy's from, so get him a foothold up in Leeds. And, you know, congratulations to him, he's broke his ring rust, and onwards and upwards for him, and it's great to work with him.
You're looking to get Billy some sort of title fight later this year, Mark?
Yeah, definitely. It's something that, you know, we want for all us fighters to get into some kind of honours and titles and belts. So we'll be looking at that, yeah.
Billy, you can enjoy tonight, but you're back to work with the school kids tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. My head teacher's give me a couple of hours off in the morning, so it's proper sound like that, you know what I mean? So at least I can go in a little bit late and not too battered and bruised, you know, just a little cut.
You're not taking him out, we're not taking Billy out with you tonight, are you, Steve?
Definitely not now. No, not anymore anyway. Not now he's got a cut like that.
Thanks a lot, fellas, and back to you, Dom.
Thank you, Steve, and well done to Billy. Back in school tomorrow after schooling Alex Tuktorov. On we go with the action. Here's Craig Stephen.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to welcome to the ring one of the road warriors in the UK, one of the busiest boxers from York, the Pocklington Rocket, Harry Matthew.
Take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left. Cause I've been blasting and laughing so long that even my mama thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't never crossed a man that didn't deserve it. He be treated like a punk, you know that's unheard of. You better watch how you're talking and where you're walking, or you and your homies might be lying and chalk. I really hate the trip, but I gotta know. At the group I see myself in the pistol smoke room. I'm the kind of G the little homies wanna be like, on my knees in the night, saying prayers in the street light.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the ring, from Park Green, Barnsley, it's Matty Heppenstall.
You can run on for a long time, run on for a long time, run on for a long time. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Go tell that long-tongued liar, go and tell that midnight rider, tell the rambler, the gambler, the backbiter, tell him that God's gonna cut him down. Tell him that God's gonna cut him down. Well, my goodness gracious, let me tell you the news. My head's been wet with the midnight dew. I've been down on bended knee, talking to the man.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming to you live from the Magna Centre here in Rotherham. Fightzone is our broadcaster. Dennis Hobson is our promoter for Fight Academy. We're sponsored by JJ Crump and Son, by our Gila Lounge, and by Empire Fight Store. This is 4 3-minute rounds in the super middleweight division. Our timekeepers at the bell, Peter Humphrey and Barry Binder. A referee in charge of the action, Mr. Andy Brooke. Introducing first in the red corner. He wears the black shorts with white trim, weighed in 179.2 pounds. He comes to the ring this evening in his landmark 75th professional contest. From York, he is the Pocklington Rocket, Harry Matthew. And across the ring in the blue corner, wearing the orange trunks with black, he weighed in 180.1 pounds. This man made his professional debut February 2022. He comes to the ring this evening 1-0, undefeated from Park Green, Barnsley. It's Jumpy Matty Heppenstall.
Andy Brook, our referee, with the final instructions. Matty Heppenstall, the 25-year-old from Barnsley. This just his second professional contest. Wears the orange and black. His first fight against Ryan Hibbett on Fightzone back in February. In against the very seasoned Harry Matthews, who takes to the ring as a professional for the 75th time. Very busy man, the 34-year-old, the Pocklington Rocket. Always in incredible shape. And Heppenstall knows he's in with a wily campaigner.
Well, I would think Harry Matthews has looked at this and thought, you know, here's a great opportunity to get a win. Heppenstall just one fight, won it. Obviously got ability. But, you know, the confidence will be with Matthews with that vast experience.
Well, the record now for Harry Matthews in the black trunks reads 16 wins, 54 defeats, 4 draws. He was last in action last week against Ruth Lansley. That a draw. Heppenstall's jab doubles it up well.
Yeah, and already, you know, he's got the face of Matthews a little reddened, so his punches are landing. Well, he's doing the right thing. Heppenstall getting the center of the ring. He looks, you know, he looks strong and mentally strong as well.
Sinks one into the body after a decent combination from Heppenstall.
He's doing the right thing, Heppenstall. He's using that jab. Center ring, using the jab, keeping Matthews thinking on the back foot. Matthews landing with his own jab there, though. Tries to the left hook, Matthews just falls short. And it's much of the same throughout this round with Heppenstall on the front foot. You know, he's gained the center of the ring, he's pushing Matthews back, and Matthews just not able to get shots off. I think Matthews might have expected a more confident start, but never got it. Good, solid start from Heppenstall. Knew what he had to do. 25-year-old from Barnsley. You know, he got the center of the ring straight away, just to sort of mentally take dominance of the ring, and then he pushed Matthews on the back foot throughout the round.
A good opening round from Matty Heppenstall. Had his debut delayed originally. A problem with a brain scan, further tests, he's fine to box, and the man from Bart Green in Barnsley, so far so good in the pro career. Very, very early days, of course. And Harry Matthews
round 2
has mixed in excellent company. The man from York.
But really, it's about Matthews using his experience here and just trying to test Heppenstall a little. You know, it's no good just staying on the periphery of the ring and, you know, tucking up. He needs to try and push forward and see what Heppenstall has got and what he's like under pressure. Throws a nice little uppercut there, Heppenstall. So he's starting to relax a little bit, starting to think about a few shots.
Good hook to the body from Heppenstall. Follows it up with another left hook to the other side of the Matthews torso. He is always in incredible shape though, Harry Matthews, isn't he?
He is, yep. Got a career taking off as an actor. And good luck to him in that. So he keeps himself in shape. It works well for the acting. You know,
done a bit of that yourself though, haven't you?
Done a little bit myself, Don. But as have quite a few boxers.
Yeah.
You know, across the boards. Anything to get our face on screen. Well, hasn't managed to get himself going so far, Matthews.
It's been competent though, hasn't it, from Heppenstall? He's just kept that jab constantly.
It's been
fluid.
simple but effective, and that's what that's what I tell a sort of novice pro. You know, keep it simple. Don't try and complicate things too much. Just do the basics, but do them well.
Another good round from Matti Heppenstall.
Yeah, he's solid. You know, knows what he's got to do. Does basics very well. You know, doubles up on that jab. Keeps pushing Matthews back. And Matthews hasn't had the confidence in this fight to start to let his own punches go and just test the chin of Heppenstall. And I think that's what he needs to do to get anything out of this.
Corners, 10 seconds. Seconds out, round 3.
The third round of this scheduled 4-rounder. And Matti Heppenstall in full control at this stage of the contest.
Yeah, it comes out with a good long right hand that connects. It's been good work with the jab. You know, he looks strong and solid, but he hasn't relied on that. He's relied on, you know, good old boxing skills, using that, getting that jab off. Now he's starting to get inside a little bit more, get a bit more confidence, and look for body shots and head shots. But the jab, doubling up all the time. Good work. Nice combination there, double the jab and the right hand behind it. So you see the confidence starting to develop in Heppenstall.
He's just turning up the heat a little bit, Heppenstall now. Good shot selection.
Yeah, and that's confidence. He's starting to enjoy it in there. You know, the nerves are starting to go away and the adrenaline's pumping through, and now he's starting to, you know, he's starting to think about what he needs to do. Yeah, double jab, right hand, all landing.
As you say, he's keeping it quite simple, isn't he? The double jab, right hand, straight shots, then will sink the hooks to the body as well when he gets in range.
You know, I think that's, you know, young, you know, new to the pros, that's the ideal thing to get them to do. Keep it simple. so often, you know, they go out with big instructions in their head of all different shots, and it becomes too much. You know, there's so much going on in that ring. You know, you're trying to focus all your attention on what you do. So keep everything nice and simple. Well, so far, 3 rounds almost up. Harry Matthews has never really got out of defensive mode, has he? And I think that's because that jab's been snapping in throughout these 3 rounds. Matthews never had the confidence to start letting his own shots go. Well, good use of the jab from Matty Heppenstall. Throughout the fight so far, that's been his key punch, you know, doubling it up. Occasionally even trying to get 3 on. He's doubled up the jab and then used the right hand. So, you know, he's listening to instructions intently. He's carrying them through. Matthews been under pressure and he's banged up a little bit around the eyes, which is unlike Harry.
Yep. Just shows that accurate jab, doesn't it, really? So Heppenstall, again, moving Matthews around. The early stages of the 4th round.
Still keeping it simple, but very effective from Heppenstall. But this has been a very competent performance from him. Matthews finally tries to let a couple of shots go of his own. And as he does, you know, you look at the defense of Heppenstall. It hasn't really been tested, but, you know, he keeps his chin a bit too high, keeps his hands a bit too low. So although he's had it all his own way, that's something that he needs to look at as well.
There isn't a lot coming back from Matthews now.
There hasn't been a lot come back throughout the contest. He's been looking to cover up, and that's because, you know, he's been caught, you know, constantly with that double jab. A nice little step there, trying a few things, showing a little bit more versatility. Now's the time. It's the last round.
Good hook though from Matthews.
Yeah. Well, we know, you know, we know Harry's got that in him, but you know, he's never really allowed it to come out in this contest. I don't think he's been allowed to let it come out. But that's what I would like to have seen. I would like to have seen Matthews, you know, just get, you know, a bit more positive and let some good shots go, and just see what Heppenstall is like on the back foot, because he is a bit open defensively. You know, carries that mouth open as well, which, you know, caught with a good shot with your mouth open, break, you know, easy to break the jaw. Needs to bite down on that gum shield.
Well, there's one last hurrah, really, from Harry Matthews at the end of that round. Just tried to put it on the younger man. But a good display from Matty Heppenstall throughout the 4 rounds.
Yep, did everything he had to do. Matthews never really in the fight, always pretty much on the defensive, and it was positive right from the start. You know, he knew exactly what he had to do. Heppenstall against an opponent like Matthews, don't let him in whatsoever. Get the center of the ring, keep him on the back foot, keep him busy, and it all went to plan. So, yeah, decent enough performance from Heppenstall. Yeah, be pretty pleased with that. For me, when you look at it, just look where your chin is and hold your hands up a little bit more.
Well, the scoring referee, Andy Brooke, has handed his card over to our MC. Here is Craig Stephen.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we go to Mr. Brooks' score totals. 39-37, the winner, still undefeated for Martin, Matty Heppenstall. And please, ladies and gentlemen, keep the applause going for the Pocklington Rocket, Harry Matthews.
Obviously, not so.
Well, Matty Heppenstall put on a really good display there. Chumpy, as he is known. Only made his debut in February on Fightzone against Ryan Hibbett, but Harry Matthews wasn't allowed to get into his stride, the Pocklington Rocket. And Matty is now ringside with Steve.
Congratulations, Matty. A few eyebrows are raised when you took on Harry Matthews in your second fight, and the performance must have been pleasing.
Yeah, I knew it was a hard fight. I respect Harry with the utmost respect. He's been in the game a long time. He's boxing at best in British boxing. He even boxed my coach, so I knew he'd be coming. I knew he'd be coming for a win. I knew it'd be hard, but I'm confident in myself. These are fights I want. This is what I go into boxing for. I want bigger fights. Like I said, we keep going on about my weight. I am going to drop my weight. So we'll see what happens. I'm just going to take each fight as it comes now.
Look, there's still a long way to go with you for you to develop before you start stepping up and taking on these titles, isn't it?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, I'm 2-0 now. I'm not going to call anybody out. That'd just be stupid. I'm going to listen to my coach, listen to Carl Greaves, my manager, and we'll just take it each as it comes, you know what I mean? I'm 25-year-old, I don't exactly have to race to the finish line for what, you know? So I'm going to take it as it comes, and you'll see me down at Super Middle.
You won your first 2 professional fights in some style. The medical issues you had a year or so ago must seem a distant memory now.
Yeah, it does. Obviously, it's still in the back of my mind. I mean, boxing can get took away from you at any point, so I'm just enjoying it while I can, while I'm here. Me and my coach, you know, I live with him, basically, so yeah, take it as it comes. And like you said, winning style, that's all you can do, beat what's put in front of you. And hopefully, viewers are watching, that's what I'm doing, so yeah.
Thanks very much. Thank you, Steve. And back to another man with style, Guinness.
Thank you very much, Steve. We all try. Now, a big favourite in Sheffield is about to make his entrance to the ring, so we will cross again to our MC, Craig Stephen.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome firstly to the ring, he fights out of Margate, but he comes from his homeland of Senegal. He is Matar Sambao. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here comes the man from Sheffield, the Wolf, Keenan Wainwright.
Big Bad Wolf.
So ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Magna Centre here in Rotherham. For this special attraction brought to you by Dennis Hobson's Fight Academy, live on Fightzone, and sponsored by JJ Crump & Son, by Empire Fight Store, and by the Argila Lounge. This is 4 3-minute rounds of boxing in the lightweight division. A referee in charge of the action for this one is Mr. Howard Foster. Introducing first in the red corner, he wears the leopard print trunks with gold trim, weighed in 138.6 pounds. He comes to the ring this evening in his 17th professional contest. He fights out of Margate, Kent, where he is known as the Senegal Tiger, Matar Sambao. And across the ring in the blue corner, he wears the white shorts with red and black trim, weighed in 138.2 pounds. His record almost perfect. 8 contests, 7 wins, 4 wins by KO. From Sheffield, Yorkshire, where he is known as the Wolf, Keenan Wainwright.
Guys, you know the rules. Keep it clean, break straight away when told. Watch anything close to it.
So Keenan Wainwright, the very popular man from Sheffield, the Wolf. A couple of his supporters wearing wolf masks for this one. Wears the red, white and black.
Round 1.
In against Matar Sambao, who we've seen before in action, based in Margate now. Wainwright, a 24-year-old with 7 wins on the record, just a single defeat. 4 of his wins via way of stoppage. Sambao, the 38-year-old, a couple of wins, 16 defeats, never been stopped. He has been in with some esteemed opposition, the likes of Tommy Hodgson. Of course, we've seen progress on Fightzone. Also Nathan Mizon, another Fightzone staple. And he's just tucked up in the corner as Wainwright goes to work in the opening stages of this scheduled 4-rounder.
Yeah, I think Sambao is just having a look at Wainwright, just seeing exactly what he's got. He's got a good record, 1 loss in 8. Wainwright, called the Wolf boxer out of the Southpaw stance, good stylist. Got a decent punch, and he's on a good run of stoppages, stopped his last 3. So that's why I think Sambao is just tucking up, just having a look.
It's good work from Wainwright. He's measuring distance well, getting in and out and having it all his own way, really. There's the balance issue there for Sambao.
Sambao looking to load up with that left hand, wasn't he? Very cagey, Sambao. And this is just steady from Wainwright. He's having a good look. Sambao having a little recce mission.
Good solid right hand from Wainwright.
Yeah, the left hand was solid as well. Punches with authority, and the thing is, when you start to get stoppages done, the confidence comes, and you know you can get fighters out of there. You start to just sit down on your legs a little bit more to get more power coming up from the feet right through the legs.
So good opening round from Keenan Wainwright.
Yep, cautious, but solid. yeah, exactly what he had to do. You know, don't take any chances. Opponents come in very late notice. Sambao got the call, and well done to him for coming up, stepping up to the plate. Obviously, he's still in shape. He's going to be out pretty often. But Wainwright did what he had to do there. Was cautious as the round went on, started to pick it up more and more, and I think we'll see that throughout this 4 rounds.
Yeah, you mentioned his run of stoppages as well. We've seen them on Fight Zone. Joe Ducker, Irvin Magno, and then Sean Davis back in February. As you say, he likes to get him out early these days. But
yeah.
as 24 years of age, he's, again, people talk about man strength and all that business. I mean, is that something that you go along with that at this kind of age now, you are starting to just get that little bit more power?
Most definitely. You know, you also, you know, the opponents are changing. You start to get more competitive opponents or leave themselves a little bit open because they're on the attack as well. They're not just in defensive mode. But yeah, you start to feel them. You know, and if you're working well, you know, you're sparring well, you're doing everything correctly, you know, you start to get more and more confidence in your own ability.
There's always plenty of action in the Sheffield Boxing Centre under the guidance of Glyn Rhodes, of course. MBE.
Yeah, a real hub of the community there. Great gym, great people. Does an awful lot for the community, Glyn. Great guy.
Of course, he'll be in the corner with Tommy Frank a little later on for that much anticipated flyweight British title fight against Craig Derbyshire. Good work again from Wainwright, and keeps rendering Mata Sambao a little off balance.
Yeah, Sambao on the defensive, isn't he? You know, he's not looking to lead. I think he respects the power of Wainwright, respects the speed as well. And he's just looking, you know, looks to be like he's going to look for a counter attack somehow, you know, just waiting for Wainwright to make the mistake, and then wild swings.
Yeah.
Kitchen sink, the bathroom, everything went in them.
Well, Mata Sambao was in action last week against Ryan Lukeman. Dropped a 4-round points decision. But busy, always ready. This is 4th fight in March. 5th fight, actually. Well, we're not in March, we're in April.
No, I was going to say. I was going to say.
He had 4 fights in March, I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Well, good to see Dom's finally woke up this Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon. Well, it's all Keenan Wainwright, just going through the motions in this one. An awkward opponent in Mata Sambao, who's just looking for the wild swing, looking for the get out of trouble free card. So it's about Wainwright being cagey, because Sambao can still land with a good punch. You know, he's got those swings. One connects. Well, he's happy enough.
Well, he's dancing in the corner.
Sambao, he's they're getting into the rhythm, getting in the swing of things here.
Seconds out, round 3.
So still pretty much one-way traffic. Keenan Wainwright, the Wolf, in full control.
Well, it's Wainwright on the front foot, just trying to find an opening, trying to find a gap, but he's got to be careful because Sambao, you know, looks to land a big swing whenever the opportunity presents itself, and that's dangerous.
Well, Wainwright finds the shot, and could this be the first stoppage loss on the roster of Matar Sambao? Well, there's plenty of time in the round. Can Keenan Wainwright find the big finish, make a big statement here? And it's all defensive, negative work from Sambao. He's just trying to hang on now. Howard Foster having a good look at this.
The legs went there against the ropes. You can see he's really grasping to keep hold of the canvas, to try and keep himself upright. He's under trouble. He's in trouble. He's trying to hold, trying to clear his head. And there's still over a minute left in this round.
Well, it is just survival mode. The man based in Margate.
Oh, solid pressure from Keenan Wainwright. Howard Foster has a good look at Sambao, who's just taken a lot of punches, and yeah.
Oh, the referee's had enough. Howard Foster waves it off. Not happy with that. It was all one-way traffic. And Keenan Wainwright forces the first stoppage in the career of Matar Sambao. He moves to 8 victories, 1 defeat now, Keenan Wainwright. And that, from start to finish, he had it all his own way, Glenn. But he found the finish by really just forcing him. I mean, he had no answer. I mean, obviously, there was a balance issue from Sambao throughout the fight.
Yeah, but
he
caught him
well.
Left uppercut there. You know, coming off the ropes, just looked for his gap. You know, it's great when fighters, you'll get the confidence to be able to relax. And if they're under pressure, you know, they're looking, they're rolling, they're defending, and then when the opportunity presents itself, big shot goes in. He did that perfectly. He's growing as a fighter. Lost early on in his career. Keenan Wainwright, obviously, you know, just skipped over that, learned from it, and moved on. And then, you know, win after win since, and that's his 4th consecutive stoppage. And he's growing in power, growing in confidence, and growing in stature.
Well, let's get the official result. Here's Craig Stephen.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the official time is 2 minutes and 30 seconds of round number 3. Referee Howard Foster steps in, he stops the contest. His opinion, Matar Sambao in no position to continue. For the winner from Sheffield, the Wolf, Keenan Wainwright.
So good support from just over the road in Sheffield, here at the Magna in Rotherham. And it's a good win for Glyn Rhodes and the stable, because of course the main event, it is Tommy Frank against Craig Derbyshire, and Glyn will be in the corner. I'm sure Keenan Wainwright will be ringside for that one as well. But he's got the job done tonight in fine form, and he's with Steve Lillis.
Before we talk about the fight, you must have just been relieved to get out today with all the trouble with matchmaking.
What's been going off behind the scenes, not many people know. I don't get told everything because my team look after my best interests. They don't want to put stress onto my head. But yeah, I'm so glad to get in that ring. I don't mind if it's 4 rounds, 6 rounds, 8 rounds. As long as I'm boxing now, I don't want time out of the ring. I know time's on my side, but I've got to get these fights in. I want to congratulate my opponent for coming. He's travelled a long way on such short notice. I heard it's an expensive travel, but it is what it is. I want to box, so we've got plenty of time for the next fight. Let's hope we can get matched up sooner.
And first man to stop him, so that's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's first man to stop him again. I ain't even looked at his record yet because it was so short notice. But as long as I box to my best ability, I can be an handful for anybody and stop as many people as I want.
It's your 4th stoppage on the trot. Your confidence must be mushrooming with every day you go into the gym.
Yeah, it is. You don't need confidence in my gym. You just turn up and train hard.
it's a graft at the end of the day. It's a job. People don't see it as a job, but it is. It's my job, and I wake up blessed to go to that gym every day and just train hard. But yeah, I've heard 4 in a row. That's not bad, is it?
Speak to the co-promoter Steve Crump, who's also a director of Fightzone. Steve, just throwing things forward, what are the plans for Keenan for the rest of this year?
Well, I can announce from my CEO over there, Steve Healy, that he's going to be fighting very soon in Malta on a show. Obviously, the opponent's going to be announced, but I said to him earlier on, we're going to start pushing you now. You know, whether it's a 4-round or an 8-round, it doesn't seem to last very long anyway. So, you know, it could be a 3-rounder and he's still going to finish early. So, don't matter. Yeah, it's time to push him now, and you've proved your point. It's people are running from him already. So it is hard to match him. It is hard, but we will get you there. We will get you the titles that you deserve, and believe me, you do deserve them, son.
Hey, I put all my trust into Steve and the team, and everyone in England's ducking me and whatnot. But there will be a time when people are knocking on my door, begging to fight me, because I'm going to be the top dog.
That's fantastic, and all your powers to start booking for Malta.
Wait till I tell them, they'll be on that mood. A few of the missuses will be unhappy, but the lads are on tour. Let's go.
And there's the Dom will also be on the tour, I'm sure.
Wouldn't be fair to miss out, would it? Well done, Keenan Wainwright.
Don't forget me, Dom. You're the other half.
Don't worry about that. Well done to Keenan Wainwright. He's looking forward to Malta now, so that will be a good experience for him. But he hasn't put a football. He's had that little blip early on, but since then, since that defeat, probably the best thing that ever happened to him. I'm sure he'd say that. He's gone from strength to strength. He's really finding his form now, isn't he?
Do you know, I mean, we talked about losses. You know, you've got to just get past that. You know, it's only a hiccup if you let it affect you. If you use it, you know, to move on, then you'll do that. And he's doing that. And good to see him getting some bigger fights.
Well, let's get on with the action. Our penultimate bout of the afternoon. Here's our MC, Craig Stephen.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you'll agree here in Rotherham, it's been a fantastic afternoon of boxing. Sunday afternoon boxing, you can't beat it. We're not done yet, ladies and gentlemen, still got 2 contests to go. This is our chief supporting contest. Would you please welcome firstly to the ring, the man from Nicaragua. He is Brian Moreno. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I just know you're going to make some noise for this guy, our Fightzone favourite, it's Levi Giles!
Ain't gonna breathe till I see what I wanna see. And what I wanna see is you go to sleep and it turn permanently. You just being hurt. This ain't gonna work for me. It just wouldn't be sufficient enough. Cause we are just gonna be enemies. As long as we breathe, I don't ever see either of us coming to terms where we can agree. There ain't gonna be no reason speaking with me. You speak on my side. see the mean, no spaghetti glass. So we gonna beef and keep on beefing unless you're gonna agree to meet with me in the flesh and settle this face to face. And you're gonna see a demon unleashed in me that you never seen. And you're gonna see this gangster be on himself. I see you D12 and thanks, but me need no help. Me do this all on my own. I don't need 15 of my homies. When I see you, I'm seeing you. Me and you only. We never met, but best believe you're gonna know me when I'm this close to see you expose this phony. Come on, bitch, show me. Pick me up, throw me. Lift me up, hold me. Just like you told me you was gonna do. That's what I thought, you're pitiful. I'm rid of you, all you. Time to get it to
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is our chief supporting contest of the afternoon, brought to you by Dennis Hobson's Fight Academy, in association with our sponsors JJ Crump and Son for Cozy Homes, Argila Lounge and Empire Fight Store. This is 8 3-minute rounds of boxing in the super featherweight division. Our timekeeper at the bell is Mr. Peter Humphrey. A referee in charge of the action from Leeds is Mr. Andy Brooke. Introducing first, and boxing out of the red corner, he wears green with black. He weighed in at 130 pounds even. Standing before you in his 37th professional contest, this man is on a roll, having won 3 weeks ago by stoppage. Born in Nicaragua and now fighting out of Girona, España. Damas y caballeros, presentando Brian Moreno. And across the ring in the blue corner, he wears the black and white shorts with gold trim. He weighed in 131.8 pounds. His record is perfect. 11 contests, 11 wins, 3 wins by KO. From Grimsby, England, Levi Giles.
Boxers, you both know the rules. Defend yourselves at all times.
So on we go with the action. Levi Giles, who's brought a fair feud with him from Grimsby, in against very experienced Brian Moreno. Levi Giles, this is 12th professional contest. He's won all 11, 3 inside the distance. Brian Moreno, the man from Nicaragua, now based in Spain. 11 wins, 24 defeats, and 1 draw. Has only been stopped 3 times in good company. James Tennyson, Gamal Yafai and Louis Lin. Can Levi Giles, the 25-year-old who wears the black and white of his hometown football club Grimsby, in against Moreno in green and black, can he make a statement? We've seen him a couple of times on Fight Zone, Glenn, not just the following. He's a good talent, Levi Giles.
He is a good talent, good, solid, capable fighter who's getting better all the time. And I think, you know, if you can get a stoppage here, that would be a real bonus for him, because, you know, the confidence will go sky high in the power, you know, which he does have. Obviously, it's hard when you're in against you know, learning fights, journeyman opponents, to get them out of there. But he's managed to get a few out.
Well, we do know Moreno is tough. Had a win just a couple of weeks ago as well. He stopped Alvaro Rodriguez. And boxed last week. He was beaten on points in Manchester to Conor Burton. But Giles has started well. Good jab to the body.
Got his hands nice and tight. Compact fighter. Lots of movement with the head from Moreno. Oh, good support from Levi Giles.
He's not boxed this year. Last time out, Jordan Ellison, just before Christmas. in Sheffield on Fight Zone.
Yeah, and he's strong, he's doing the right thing. He's pushing Moreno back. Moreno just looking to the corner for instruction there. But this is good work on the front foot. He's took the center of the ring. You know, means business, Levi Giles. I think the jab, you know, good head movement, keeping, you know, rolling the shoulders, loosening up a little bit and letting them stop, getting them shots off. Combinations is going to be key for Giles.
A good solid opening round from Levi Giles.
Yep, took the center of the ring, start working behind the jab. You know, landed to the body quite well on a couple of occasions. And a solid, strong start from the Grimsby man. Brian Moreno, tall, lean, very experienced, tough as they come. And he's going to be a tough nut to crack for Levi Giles.
Second out, round 2.
Nice little countering left hook from Giles. He's taking his time. That's a nice head movement as well in defense, Giles. Just slipping side to side. Just a little movement, but that's enough. Avoiding the punches. And that's what you want. And Moreno hitting fresh air. Taking up the NG, glance at the corner nervously.
He just got caught with a really good counter there, didn't he, Moreno? And as you say, that glance to the corner. What's that about, Glenn?
Yeah, I think that's a little bit of, you know, he's getting caught. That's a little bit of nervous energy, you know. It's a little bit of a distress signal, I'd say. You know, he's kind of looking for a bit of help there because it was good shots from Giles.
Well, Moreno, when he is flicking out that jab and he is trying, Giles is just measuring the distance really well.
Well, we saw this in his last fight with Jordan Ellison, the work from Giles. You know, he doesn't waste any energy. You know, he's very compact, yet good movement, good defense, you know, solid on the attack. You know, I think certainly a very, very good fighter to have in your stable. Levi Giles, quality operator. And, you know, good defensive skills. At the moment, Moreno couldn't hit him with a bag of sand.
Another solid 3 minutes from Levi Giles. Ends it with a decent hook as well. Just fully in control.
Yeah, against a tough, you know, a tough, solid opponent like Moreno, you know, he's doing excellent, Levi Giles. I mean, he's been in with a lot of good fighters, the list of who's who, Moreno. And, you know, as you said, the vast majority lose on points. But Levi Giles is boxing so well. You know, he hasn't really let himself go yet. He hasn't started opening up, but he's not taking the punch back in return. And, you know, that's the first and one of the main qualities you want from a fighter, the fact that he's not getting hurt, he's not taking shots. And then, you know, he's good on the attack. And yet, you know, we haven't seen anywhere near him go through the gears yet.
Oh, good right hand from Giles, just landed flush. Well taken by Moreno. Only sing when we're fishing. That's the Grimsby lot for you. Moreno always does like to have a go, doesn't he? He does try.
He has a go, but I don't think I've seen him miss as much as he's missing in this contest. You know, sometimes them wild swings get through, but not getting through at all. Good defensive work from Giles. And, you know, he's just got to pick his opportunity to start going through the gears, because he's trying to pick it up, Moreno. He's getting frustrated, so he's got to make mistakes. He's starting to get wild. So this is where Giles can catch him with a good counter. Just be careful, wait your opportunity, and then let them go.
He's very correct, isn't he, Levi Giles? And he's still slipping those punches. Defensively, absolutely spot on.
You know, it's like watching a quality Mexican, you know, in his technique. You know, hands nice and high. Good movement from the waist. You know, moving the head very well, tucking up, and he's ready to let his own shots go. Catches them on the arms, and then lets the shots go.
He always seems to be the kind of fighter that defensively so switched on. He doesn't have to take the huge step back. It's only the half step. He's just keeps himself nice and in range.
Yeah, he either stays in range and tucks up, or he takes one step out of range, you know, and he can get straight back in for the attack. So boxing beautifully at the moment, Giles, and, you know, waiting for the opportunity to present itself. Solid right hand landing there, and the left hand, the uppercut again. What a nod of respect from Moreno.
Two good uppercuts to end the third round from Levi Giles.
Well, I've always been impressed with Giles, but this is as good as I've seen him. Really is on the money. You know, got himself in great shape, as he always is.
But if you ever want an exercise and hit and not get hit, we're seeing it.
Absolutely. You know, always been close to the pocket. You know, technically he's very, very good. You know, certainly my type of fighter.
So the fourth round scheduled for 8. This in the super featherweight division.
Good body shot. Starting us off in this round from Giles. Just needs to keep nice and loose, Giles. Just roll the shoulders a little bit. Good right hand.
Well, he smelt blood there as well. Lands the right hand well. Moreno took it well.
Yeah, but he's just chipping away, isn't he? You know, he's not getting carried away. He's just chipping away. And that's good. Showing a bit of patience. You know, just waiting for the opportunity. Lets it go. You know, and then doesn't get overly excited. He knows he's in with a solid opponent. You know, who's dangerous. You know, throwing punches back. One of the frustrating things for Moreno is how much he's missing. You know, he's using a lot of energy in missing, and that takes so much out of a fighter. You know, mentally, frustration starts creeping in, but also physically. You know, you're using all your energy and doing nothing.
It's really clever work from Levi Giles. Just gets caught a little there, though, with a right hook.
Yeah, maybe he's just leaving himself open a little bit there. Right, he's a bit eager. He saw the opportunity, saw the opening there, and he went for it, missed, and then left himself open. So a very rare mistake from Giles, but you know, one time you get hit. But what I want to see him start to do is starting to go through the gears a little bit now. You know, he needs to up the tempo, needs to subdue Moreno. He's still looking to land a big one.
Good work in close from Giles, landing those hooks. And again has the final say. It bounces to the corner, Brian Moreno. But good work at the end of the round from Giles, who, well, apart from that one mistake, as you say, that one little blip in the round, but he did let himself get caught.
Well, it's amazing when you're picking one shot of a fighter. You know, we've gone 4 rounds now, and we're picking one punch that he got caught. So really, really good from Levi Giles. The fight's starting to open up. Moreno is now starting to get frustrated, starting to get a bit tired. The opportunities are going to come.
Corners, 10 seconds. Seconds out. Round 5.
So the 5th round, all 4 rounds scored in favour of Levi Giles on Glenn McCrory, former IBF Cruiserweight Champion of the World, I might add, voice of boxing.
Giles, you know, he's electing now to get closer in, and I think that's because he probably feels that the power's starting to be subdued from Moreno. He's wasted a lot of power, a lot of energy in missing punches, and you can feel it when you're in there, when your opponent just starts to lag a little bit, and that's the time when you've got to start picking it up. You've got to start putting your shots together. And I think now's the time when Levi Giles has to start going through the gears.
Well, the Moreno corner, they want to use the right hand. But really, Levi Giles is not allowing him to do a great deal. Those straight shots of Moreno's, they're just that little bit short of the target as well. Giles still absolutely in control of the distance.
Very vocal in the Moreno corner.
Oh, good shot sunk to body. Looks for the uppercut, Levi Giles. Really classy work.
Good uppercut from Giles, and then just nice head movement inside. You know, he's right in the pocket, but yet, you know, he's relaxed. He's getting his shots off in a good work. Nice right hand lands again. Getting frustrated and cagey. Moreno, who lets one go low. Misses wildly again, and you know, used so much energy up in punches that have missed Moreno. Another quality round for Levi Giles.
Yep, excellent work from the 25-year-old from Grimsby.
Yeah, Moreno, you know, trying hard. Moreno, you know, he's come here for a win. You know, got his pride. You know, the corner, very, very vocal in there. But whatever he does, whatever he attempts, Levi Giles has an answer for it. Good defensive skills, hands up nice and tight. And you know, a lesson for the youngsters coming up. You know, take notice of where someone like Levi Giles, you know, we're talking about he's been hit once in 5 rounds. So, you know, I mean, that's the difference. What a high guard means, moving that head, you know, take notice.
He's got a real opportunity, Levi Giles, as well. Grimsby not really noted for its boxers. He's got the town behind him. Always has good support wherever he fights.
Solid jab lands there. No, it's great when somebody puts, you know, an area on the map, you know, in boxing, and it's good to go somewhere different. You can enlighten me on Grimsby at some point, Dom. What's
fish?
Fish. Oh, I love my fish. Good fish and chips. And
well, Moreno is still in there.
Still
giving
letting
it
them
plenty,
go.
isn't he?
Yeah, really trying hard. And that's what you've got to be wary of. You can't take them lightly. You can't take your foot off the gas. Yeah, you can't get complacent in there. But I mean, this is the type of fight I think he needs, Levi Giles. You know, 12th fight. This, you know, Moreno is coming for it. You know, he wants to try and get a win. He's pushing hard. But Giles boxing really well. You know, Moreno is really up the tempo, really trying to make a mark in this round. And Giles calmly just wears out the storm, then comes back with a solid right hand.
Good uppercut and another good right lands, finds the target for Levi Giles.
Paul Moreno still flying away, hitting fresh air.
Big wild right from Moreno. Giles was long gone. Oh, huge left. And again, Moreno takes it. He takes another one. Comes back, throwing leather, but again, Giles measuring the distance perfectly, getting out of the way. Some eye-catching work now from Levi Giles, really eye-catching.
Yep, great performance from Levi Giles.
Well, I've said it before, but the toughness of Moreno deserves a lot of credit. He's phenomenally tough, still there, still trying.
Phenomenally tough, phenomenally fit. You know, he's so strong, so focused. You know, I mean, this is a guy who's, you know, more than competitive. You know, he's really after the win, not just the win. He's after the knockout win. Well, listening to instructions intently in the corner. And, you know, he's doing everything that's been asked of him in there, Levi Giles. Very good performance.
Seconds out, round 7.
Well, he just seems to work harder and harder. Moreno coming out with even more in this, the 7th round.
And it's warm under those lights here at the Magna in Rotherham. But as you pointed out, he is very fit, very strong. But equally, Levi Giles still looks fresh, still switched on.
Well, it's, you know, it's great when you've got defensive ability like Levi Giles has, because you can get out of the way. If you didn't have that, you know, you'd be in, you know, we'd be in a real slugfest, wouldn't we? You know, with a lesser opponent than Levi Giles, because Moreno, you know, really brings us a fight.
A little defiant shake of the head as Giles lands a good left. Another really good fight from Giles' point of view. Moreno has provided him a really good work this afternoon.
Well, again, it's fresh air. He keeps hitting. Which is just as well, because he's really trying to unload Brian Moreno. But this is quality defensive work from Levi Giles. Every round it's been his. Covered up really well. Defensively is good. Concentration has been excellent.
Yeah. Great example of the countering again from Giles. I think the word that springs to mind, it's just been very mature, hasn't it, this performance?
It really has. Really has been an excellent performance. And a joy to watch. You know, I love to see technical ability, somebody that's worked on their defensive skills, that can relax in the pocket. You know, a fighter's getting to maturity when they can do that, when they can stand inside with somebody that's unloading like Moreno and just tuck up, you know, use their head movement to get them out of trouble. You know,
dare I say it, there's shades, and I'm not comparing like for like, obviously, but in his defensive work, when he doesn't have to run to get out of distance, it's Canelo, the way he slips shots.
Joe, I talked about the Mexican fighters, and that's, you know, that's the guys, you know, when you're watching your Barreras and your Moraleses and your, you know, all the superstars of Mexican boxing, they have very similar styles, or he has a similar style to them, should I say, where, you know, he keeps, technically, he's very good. The hands are up nice and tight. He's loose around the shoulders. good head movement from the waist. And, you know, I mean, it's a lesson to young fighters coming up. You know, why allow yourself to get hit when you've got two arms you can put in front of your face? So, you know, he's learned that obviously from a very young age. You know, I've got to say, well done to whoever's coached Levi Giles as a youngster, because he's given some very good habits. Well, 8th round coming up. What has been a joy to watch of a performance from Levi Giles.
I'll tell you what though, Moreno's face still hasn't got a mark on it. Amazing, really.
No, certainly he's yeah, an intensity that he brings.
Well, he's still 100 mile an hour, Brian Moreno. He just won't be deterred this afternoon, will he, Moreno? He just won't stop.
No. Yeah, he's absolutely all out. I mean, 10 out of 10 for Moreno, for effort, for work rate. Certainly, absolutely no chance of coming to make the numbers up. I mean, he's really, really gone at it, full throttle.
Which Levi Giles should be thankful for.
Yeah. You know, I mean, this is a great learning fight for Levi Giles. You're getting proper work here. You know, you get a chance to practice and use all your skills, and you know he really has to. You know, his defenses have to be really, really good, and you know, thank goodness it is. And you know, he's caught Moreno with some very good shots. Moreno hasn't wilted. You know, missed with an awful lot. How much energy he's wasted, but yet he's still there, still throwing shots. Now, it's a point where Giles could have gotten a little bit frustrated himself and tried to do something different. He hasn't. He's just kept at it, kept doing what's working. Gloves still up. Well, Moreno, absolute credit. Got to take your hat off to him. You know, he's come an awful long way to give his absolute best in there. And, you know, he hasn't disappointed. Tried as much as he can to get a breakaway into the defenses of Levi Giles. Not been possible, though. Giles kept composure, done everything 100%.
He's still urging Giles on, Moreno, in there. I tell you what, he will sleep well tonight.
Well, that's 20 seconds, and I think, you know, in the Levi Giles camp, you should be very pleased of your man. Excellent performance, good left hook to finish off. You know, I think it's onwards and upwards to some big things for Levi Giles. I think he can accomplish an awful lot.
Yeah, technically a brilliant performance, a mature performance. Levi Giles at the age of 25 is getting better and better. And Brian Moreno deserves a standing ovation as well. He's taken some great shots, he kept coming back for more, kept trying to ask questions of Levi Giles, and Giles had all the answers.
Certainly did. An awful lot of big punches he avoided. Giles, great defensive work, good attacking work. You know, it's very, very hard to criticize anything that he did. You know, you just say, keep doing the good work. You know, you get better and better. You know, get fitter, get stronger, get more prepared, and you'll be ready for some big fights.
Well, an excellent contest. Chief support, of course. We still have the main event. Everybody here at the Magna very excited about that. But the scoring referee, Andy Brooke, has passed on the details to our MC, so we will cross to Craig Stephen.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the chief supporting contest, and referee Mr. Andy Brooke has asked me to ask you to join him and congratulate both boxers on a fantastic 8 rounds of boxing. So we go to Mr. Brooks' score totals. It reads 79-75. The winner still undefeated, But ladies and gentlemen, it takes 2 to make a contest. Let's hear it for the man from Nicaragua, Brian Moreno.
Well, Moreno rightly gets an ovation as well as Levi Giles. And he won't be short of work, Brian Moreno, will he?
Certainly won't. No, good competitor. Very good opponent to learn with. You know, you can't afford to make many mistakes with Brian Moreno. He'll punish you, but he didn't make any mistakes at all. Maybe one, maybe one. That was about it for 8 great rounds from Levi Giles.
Let's hear what he's got to say for himself, because Levi is now ringside with Steve.
Congratulations, Levi. There's been a familiar pattern this afternoon of fighters in great learning fights. That was a fantastic development for you over 8 rounds, wasn't it?
Brilliant. I mean, you can't. I'd never overlook anyone anyway. You could get me someone that had 50 and lost them on, I still wouldn't overlook them. But I knew what Brian was bringing, and we knew that was perfect for us. We knew he'd give us the rounds in the bag, and not one of these that'll just come and fall over. So I'm glad he's given us the 8 rounds. Like a great pick fight from all the boys, onwards and upwards. Now I want them titles next, or you know, I think we're there about now. I think we've had enough 8 rounders. I think we're up in it every time, and I think I'm in great hands.
And when you talk titles, are you looking at Central? Are you looking at the British title? Where are you looking at the moment?
Well, we've tried our best to get the Midlands, and we're just not having any luck. So I think maybe an English eliminator. There's plenty of good super featherweights out there, and I think that I'm well up there with them. It's just I'm not into. I don't call anyone out. I just do the graft in the gym, and what the team pick for me, I'll go in. I'll do it, get the job done.
Yeah, because it's fair to say, I think Anthony Kakachi's a bit more experienced at the moment. You're some off
that British, you know. I mean, I imagine if I'm in his position, then I think he might be looking now with his age to go up maybe European level, and I think he deserves that. So maybe the British will go vacant, or what's happening with the English, I'm not too sure, but I think we're about there now. So I know, like I say again, I'm in great hands. All my team, from my coaches to Dennis to all the boys to Carl, all my supporters, sponsors, I couldn't get any better.
We'll go to the man who can tell us where you're going next. Steve, here's the question for you. Where are we going with this young talent, Levi?
Well, the only thing I can say is what an headache to have. You know, and again, we will deliver for him. We've delivered for everybody that's come on to Fight Academy and Fightzone, and we will do it for Levi. So, yeah, it's a tough one, but we will move him. And, you know, whether it's an area or British or whatever, we'll get you there, son, don't worry.
Yeah.
We'll get you there.
It's all about the right fights at the right time, isn't it?
Definitely. You know, it's all about, they always said boxing's about timing, and, you know, he's learning his trade still, and he's just proved that we're a tough kid that's come. And you did have him wobbled earlier on, a couple of rounds earlier.
A couple ago. I mean,
you
tell you what, as
and
far
he came
as
back.
someone durable goes, I've caught lads in the gym a lot better than, a lot higher on paper than standard than him, and they've wobbled, and him I just thought, you know what, I can't waste shots. You can get complacent if you're landing big shots and think, right, I'm going to go look for a knockout, but with him there, we knew that we can't look for the knockout. We've got, ease off, and I think as well we showed a bit of everything in there, a bit on the back foot, a bit going forward, and it's boxing. You've got to have two.
Just going to go off boxing before we let you go. Are Grimsby Town going to make the playoffs for the National League?
Of course we are. 4-1 win yesterday. Just to be honest, I was gutted. I missed it with the boys, but we're going up.
Steve, thanks, and thanks a lot, Levi. And we're going to let you fellas go, and I'm going to pull in another guest now.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, fam. Go on, I'll stay on here.
Here we go, another guest, a familiar face in the British boxing fighters. It's Joe Mafosa who's joining Stephen Crump now. Joe is here to watch the main event that's coming up, Tommy Frank against Craig Derbyshire. Obviously, you're on a spy mission. Put your pundits out. Who's going to win it?
You know what? It's going to be a good fight. Obviously, I've been in the ring with Craig Derbyshire twice now. I don't know Tommy Frank too well, just a few things I've seen online. He's got a big engine, he's a big flyweight, so it should be an interesting fight. I'm on the fence, 50-50.
You're not usually on the fence. I've known you a few years. You don't sit on the fence.
You know what? I'm gonna pick Craig Derbyshire just by his engine. He can go. It's gonna be an interesting fight.
And I take it you're gonna be bothering Steve afterwards for the winner.
Let's see what happens. Obviously, I'm not sure who's in line for that British title. After this, I'm sure. I think Carl Youssef might be in line. Myself, I'm working my way back up to that title contention again. I know I belong at this stage. I've got the talent. I've got all the ability. So we'll see what happens. Get a good couple of wins under my belt, and I'm back in there, man.
We'll get a quick prediction from you, Steve.
I am definitely sitting on the fence for this one. You know, it's a Yorkshire derby to start with, and what a great end to the evening tonight for Craig and Tommy to go at it, and I think it will be a cracking fight. I really don't know myself. Obviously, Tommy's one of ours, so I've got to side a little bit with Tommy, and I've known Tommy for many years, ultimate professional. But it's going to be a tough fight for both guys, so I wish them both well.
Thanks, fellas. And now back to Dom, and he's got it with him, Glenn, who certainly never sits on the fence.
Absolutely not. Brutal McCrory.
Didn't know you knew my middle name.
Well, good to hear from Joe Mafosa, who shared the ring on a couple of occasions with Craig Derbyshire. He's picking Craig Derbyshire. Tommy Frank, obviously the flyweight title holder. This British title flyweight fight is now upon us. Cannot wait for this. Let's cross to our MC for the final time, Craig Steve.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the time has come. It is still the afternoon. It's time for our main event. This is the British flyweight crown, the coveted Lord Lonsdale Challenge belt. Would you please welcome the challenger, Craig Derbyshire. And now, ladies and gentlemen, time to welcome the champion, Super Tommy Frank!
Hey you! Don't watch that! Watch this! This is the very heavy monster sound! The nuttiest sound around! So if you're coming off the street and you're beginning to feel the heat, well listen, buster, you better start to move your feet to the rockiness, rock steady beat of madness! One step beyond!
But once again, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen in attendance here at ringside, and a very warm welcome to our viewers joining us at home on Fightzone. This is our main event of the evening, brought to you by Dennis Hobson's Fight Academy, sponsored by JJ Crump & Son, by Empire Fight Store, and by the Argila Lounge. This is Lord of the Flies, and this is 12 rounds of boxing for the Flyweight Championship of Great Britain. Sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, Central Area Council. In charge, a representative steward, Mr. Robin Smith, and he is alongside area representative Alan Ulster. At ringside are three scoring judges. Howard Foster, Mark Lyson and Terry O'Connor. Our timekeeper at the bell, Mr. Barry Binder. And when the bell rings, in charge of the action from Doncaster, Yorkshire, England, Mr. Mike Alexander. And so, ladies and gentlemen, in attendance here at ringside, and for those joining us at home on Fight Zone, the officials are ready. The boxers are ready. Are you ready for the main event? Introducing first the challenger. He boxes out of the red corner. He wears the white shorts trimmed with the Union colours. He weighed in inside the limit, 111.7 pounds. He comes to the ring this evening in his landmark 40th professional contest. The former two-weight Central Area champion, the former two-times English Super Flyweight champion. From Bentley, Yorkshire, Craig Dynamite Derbyshire. And across the ring stands the champion, boxing out of the blue corner, winning the red with gold, weighing in 111.6 pounds. 17 fight record, 15 wins, 3 wins by KO with only 2 defeats. At 115 pounds, he was the Central Area, the Commonwealth, and the WBC International Silver Champion. He is the IBO Intercontinental Flyweight Champion, and this afternoon he stands before you as the reigning, defending Flyweight Champion of Great Britain from Sheffield, Yorkshire, Super Tommy Frank.
Well, lads, you both know the rules, so let's just have a good, clean fight, okay? Most of the moments have been the same at all times, all right? Just goes.
Well, here we go, the much anticipated British flyweight title fight. The holder, Tommy Frank, wearing red with the gold band against Craig Derbyshire, the 30-year-old from Doncaster who wears white shorts with the Union flag down the panels. And what a story it would be for this man. 8 wins, 28 defeats, 3 draws. This is his 40th professional fight against Tommy Frank, the 28-year-old from Sheffield. 15 wins, just 2 blips on the record to Hugo Gonaros. And this one, well, has got everyone in the MAGA absolutely enthralled. Tommy Frank at 5'7", he's huge for the flyweight division. Still manages to get down to 8 stone against Craig Derbyshire, who has been on something of a run of form. Narrowly pipped by Marcel Brathwaite, but of course beat Joe Mafosa, who we've heard from here on Fight Zone just a little while ago. These two have met before for a Central Area title. Tommy Frank victorious in that fight 4 years ago. And as you would imagine, Glenn McCrory, former IBF Cruiserweight Champion of the World, voice of boxing, just a feeling out process at the start.
It certainly is. Derbyshire got a nice little combination on as they come straight out, just to say, you know, I'm here, don't overlook me. And I think this is going to be a close fought fight. I think the keys could be maybe the size of Tommy Frank. That might be important, but the sharpness and the tenacity of Craig Derbyshire, that's bound to have an effect.
Good work from Frank. He's just claiming centre of the ring in this opening round.
Well, at this stage, he does look the bigger man, doesn't he, Frank? He's got that height and reach advantage, but, you know, Derbyshire, you know, getting it off with a few shots inside there. You know, he's been in with a who's who.
Well, interesting to hear the corners. The Derbyshire corner wanting to do just this. They wanted to try and rough up Tommy Frank.
Well, that's what he's got to do. The Derbyshire corner screaming encouragement every time he has any success. And he is having success in this opening round. A little bit of a slow start, I'd say, from Frank. Solid jab, though, from Frank, who's got the center of the ring. Just been out-punched a little bit in the combinations.
Well, an intriguing opening round. Craig Derbyshire, a front foot fighter, wants to use his aggression. Tommy Frank, last time they met, was on the back foot, boxed his way to that central area title. We've seen a little bit of everything, I think, in there.
We did, and you know, I think with just punches landed, I think you'd give that to Derbyshire. But I think with the quality of punches, that was certainly, you know, went to Frank. But you know, you go on number of punches landed, so Derbyshire probably would have nicked that round. But Frank, he looked strong. You know, he got the center of the ring. He was just beaten to the punch early on. Just needs to settle down a little bit, and you know, look to Frank to start to take over as the rounds go on, in my opinion.
I wonder how much of a factor weight will be. Tommy making the 8 stone weight, you know, at 5'7", he's massive, isn't he? I mean, Craig Derbyshire at 5'2". He, for the first time, pretty much, is fighting at his natural weight. He's always taken fights, hence the record against bigger men.
Well, it doesn't matter about 28 losses. He's in there in the opposite corner for a British title challenge. So that's all that matters. It's what he brings to the table this afternoon. And can he pull off a massive, massive win? And a great story if he can take the British title. 28 losses on his record. And yet, you know, he's earned this shot with a good win over John Mafosa over 10 rounds. So he's here by merit.
Well, Tommy Frank claiming the belt against Matt Windle. Really good fight on Fight Zone back in September. He's had one fight since then against Charles Tondo. It's the first fight for both men this year.
Much better for Frank. A few shots landed there from Derbyshire though, but it's been a solid start to this round from Tommy Frank.
Well, Derbyshire is so tenacious.
Yeah, let's see, Frank, just use that jab a little bit more. Try and keep it at range, because you know he's busy when he gets in close. Derbyshire, you know, he throws 3 or 4 little sharp little punches, you know, which catch the eye. But I think Frank needs to keep on the end of that jab for a while. Just try and wear him down.
He's just landed a couple of hooks, Tommy Frank.
Well, it's good to see that the effort put in from Craig Derbyshire. Sees this as a marvelous opportunity and, you know, wants to grab it with both hands. But the timing getting better from Frank, who's starting to land with that jab. Like to see him keep his hands up a little bit more, Frank, though. Just drops that left hand, and with a puncher who's quick, like Derbyshire, he gets caught.
So who'll have the final say at the end of this round? Again, it's ferocious work from Craig Derbyshire. You'd argue the quality shots from Tommy Frank in that second round, Glenn.
Yeah, I thought he got the center of the ring, just started to land with the jab, starting to get his timing. Derbyshire is always going to be cagey when he gets close to Frank. He's going to let the shots go. And, you know, the eye-catching little punches, there doesn't seem to be a great deal in them. But, you know, Frank can't afford to get hit with them. He needs to keep that hand up, take them on the gloves.
Well, you have it as a round apiece.
Round apiece, good start from Derbyshire. You know, I think this looks to be a very, very good fight all the way through.
Seconds out.
Just at what point is Tommy Frank? You know, is that strength going to tell, or is you know, making the weight going to be a little bit of a weakness?
Well, so much is quite rightly said about the coveted Lonsdale belt. And we've also said many a time, it's very, very rare that you'd ever see a bad British title fight. There's so much at stake. It was something of a life changer for Craig Derbyshire. He's taken a month off work to get fit for this fight.
Well, he's taking his time, Frank. He's not rushing anything, not getting too carried away with anything. You know, he looks like he's got a game plan.
Well, both men feel that they've improved immeasurably since that first meeting 4 years ago. Both pretty much at the prime of their boxing lives, really, at 28 and 30 respectively.
Yeah, I think this is a year that, you know, should he come through this, Tommy Frank, he's really got to make this be his year. You know, this year, next year, he's got to capitalize on you know, his whole career. So this is opportunity. But he's looking more and more comfortable, Frank, as this one goes along. This has been a better round for him. One of the things Frank can't afford to do is stand in front of Derbyshire and drop that left hand, which he sometimes does. He's sometimes a little bit casual with that and pays the penalty.
Good straight shots from Tommy Frank, and I think Derbyshire felt the weight of them, but of course he comes back with all action, aggression, really lets his hands go now, Craig Derbyshire, at the end of the round. So really good action at the end of that third round. And Glenn McCrory, you just think Tommy Frank did enough of that, but what we want to just bring in Steve Lillis now to get his thoughts on that. Is your card the same as Glenn's? He's got it 2-1 Frank now, Steve.
I've got it 2-1 the other way. I've got it 2-1 to Derbyshire. I thought Frank won that last round. First round, Derbyshire won pretty clearly. The second round, there wasn't a lot in it. What it looks like to me already in this fight is whatever happens at the end, if it goes 12 rounds, someone's going to be arguing it. It's looking that type of fight already. But what surprises me is how big Tommy Frank looks at the weight, and maybe, you know, he could come in the ascendancy. He was a lot better that round than the previous two.
Yep, how Tommy progresses and being so big at the weight is one of the questions, I suppose, isn't it? In terms of making that weight, what does that take out of him? Or is he just big and strong at the weight? So he is the champion, defending that belt. We shall see. It's unfolding before our very eyes. Here at the Magna in Rotherham, we have a real fight on our hands. Tommy Frank, the Sheffield man, wears his football team's badge on the side of his shorts, Sheffield United, against Craig Derbyshire, who's actually from Yorkshire, from Doncaster. So it is a derby, a South Yorkshire derby. Gets a 1-2 off Tommy Frank. Derbyshire still there.
I think it's important for Frank to keep the centre of the ring. Derbyshire in this round is getting it and started well.
Derbyshire still trying to keep centre of the ring. He's been in with a who's who, really, of these smaller divisions in the British fight game. He's boxed Sonny Edwards, he's boxed Charlie Edwards twice.
A good left hook landed there from Frank. It was a telling blow, just a short little solid left hook. And now right hand, he seems to have the extra hand power. Tommy Frank.
Good work to the body from Frank.
Yeah, and then steadies him up with a solid jab.
Glyn Rhodes in the corner is calling for patience from Tommy Frank. Wants to see the jab.
Yeah, I think it's a good ploy to work the body as he's doing. Frank just, hit him around the arms, hit him around the chest, the shoulder, hit him to the body. Just try and take a little bit out of him physically. Deaden them arms a little bit with some solid shots to the arms. All of that's allowed.
And Tommy Frank has to adjust to fighting a much shorter man, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He does. But, the little guys, they're used to that sort of thing, all sizes. Well, talking on the way back to the corner, Tommy Frank. So, he's boxing well within himself. And it was, for me, another Tommy Frank round. And he just looks as if he's just starting to control this fight for me. There's a couple of solid shots went in as well. There's one particularly good left hook, which just seemed to rock him on his heels a little bit. And I have a feeling, as the rounds go on, Glyn Rhodes will ask more and more of Tommy Frank.
Well, we know what Craig Derbyshire is all about. Former cage fighter, and straight into the pro game. Took to the road to just get fights. Fight anybody they put in front of him.
At his size, it could be a bird cage, couldn't it? Little men, aren't they? A lot of fight in them, though.
He might have words with you after Craig Derbyshire.
I know. You know what? He probably will. He's a cagey little fighter, though. A lot of respect for Craig Derbyshire.
Extremely game. Been obviously on the road for a long time. Not been stopped in 6 years, and that record's so deceiving, of course, for the reasons that we've mentioned. The 8 wins, the 28 defeats. It looks startling on paper, but when you know the real story of him taking fights at any weight against anybody at any time.
Well, he's just shut up shop, Tommy Frank, and Derbyshire getting better work. Good right hand landed there. He's having a good spell in this round. And again, 3-punch combination landed from Derbyshire. Just looking a bit ponderous in this round, Tommy Frank.
And all of a sudden, Gets the shot off.
5,
Mike Alexander
7,
gives the count.
8.
Body shot, I think, landed there, and he was just, you know, wasn't in the game a little bit there, Frank, and then landed that shot.
And now he gets another one in there, and you can see what he's trying to do now, Tommy Frank. He's going for the body again. He's trying to overwhelm Craig Derbyshire. Well, can Derbyshire recover from that? It gets a little bit scruffy now. Derbyshire goes to ground, but, well, Tommy Frank, he's got 45 seconds to try and make a real statement here in round number 5. Again, going for the body. Has Derbyshire recovered? Has he got his breath back?
Well, certainly the confidence will be really flowing through the veins of Tommy Frank now.
Well, Derbyshire's still slinging. He's still going for it, and he's having success himself now. Well, what a round we have here for this British title fight in the flyweight division. It has really come to light. Derbyshire is going for it now.
Terrific work from Craig Derbyshire. What heart, what spirit, letting everything. He's not going to go down without a fight.
Well, fantastic action here in Rotherham. Tommy Frank putting Derbyshire down. Well, I think it was as well a balance thing.
And, you know, he didn't complain at all, Craig Derbyshire. I think that took the wind out of his sails. He just waited, he just paused for a little bit, and then as he saw the gap, let that shot go.
Tommy Frank using his physical advantages there.
Definitely, definitely. And, you know, he was having a good spell, Craig Derbyshire. Came back, really, really showing a lot of heart and soul in that final 10 seconds. And just showed what a character he is, Craig Derbyshire. You know, real fighting man.
He knows what an opportunity this is. He's going to leave it all in the ring. There's absolutely no doubt about that.
But is the extra strength, is the extra, the height, that reach, that strength starting to tell now in this fight?
Well, Clint. Rhodes in the corner, shouting body, body. That's what did the damage in the 5th round in favour of Tommy Frank.
Solid right hand, just rocked Derbyshire to the side. You do get the sense that you know, the bigger man, the bigger naturally is Tommy Frank, and you know, he's starting to use that in these rounds. But he's as game as they come, Craig Derbyshire. And this is not over yet. Showed at the end of the last round, still plenty fight in him.
There's a little bit of damage to the right eye of Derbyshire as well.
Good shot picked out there from Derbyshire. Getting success, Derbyshire. Good right hand then from Frank. Doing too much chasing, Frank, and Derbyshire's scoring the points in this round. Good boxing from him. Frank chasing without letting the punches go, just walking on the shots.
Good jab from Frank.
Yeah, but it's been the busier, better work from Craig Derbyshire in this round. Good left hook landing with, pushes Frank back and lands a right hand.
Well, an excellent end to the round. Good action in that round.
Very good action. I got to say, well done to Craig Derbyshire coming back the way he's come back, and winning that round. For me, it was good boxing on the back foot, and Tommy Frank just not doing enough.
Well, let's bring in Steve Lillis again. Steve, how are you scoring this?
Yeah, well, I gave that I agree with Glenn now. I gave that round the challenge of Craig Derbyshire. I've got it three rounds apiece, but obviously the knockdown in the 5th round, giving the defending champion Tommy Frank, giving him a 1 point lead, but 3-all in round, all to play for. And as I said earlier, this is just smelling of the sort of fight. Whoever loses isn't going to like it.
Well, we've been talking about Craig Derbyshire and his record, 28 defeats. And is there any other examples of somebody that's had that kind of record winning titles? You mentioned, obviously, Bunny Johnson, Dennis Andrews, but Andy Whittle, Boxing News, he's mentioned Chris Edwards, which is a great shout.
That's
who
a
lost
great shout.
6 of his first 7.
Hey, and you know what? If Andy Whittle says it, I'm not going to argue.
So that's the kind of feat, but this would be even more impressive because he only had 15 career defeats, Chris Edwards. So this would be remarkable.
Twice as many defeats almost.
Yeah, but Tommy Frank has no intention of giving up that belt, of course, and we have a cracking British title fight as we enter the second half of the fight.
Well, it's certainly all to fight for, and it's how physically it's affecting these. Is the strength starting to affect Derbyshire? He still looks snappy, still getting his punches out. Is Frank starting to tire? Has he struggled to make the weight? It's got to be difficult. He's a big man.
When you do feel, when he does let those hands go and he gets those shots to the body, that Frank does have power to hurt Craig, as we've seen. But Derbyshire has so much fight in him. He's still going.
Well, this
pressing
is terrific.
Forward.
Absolutely terrific. Teeing off with shots. And I think, I think he's taking Tommy Frank by surprise because he's not reacting, Frank, the way he should. He's getting hit with shots and he's not gritting his teeth and coming firing back.
A bit of over-eagerness, very understandable in a fight of this nature. But Derbyshire just wading forward.
Good shot again. He's the sharper to the punch, Derbyshire. He's the quicker, he's the sharper, he's the more accurate.
Well, the Frank corner still want to see more body work. That's the shot that obviously caused Derbyshire the trouble. Who lands a good right of his own.
Yeah, boxing really well. Craig Derbyshire in this round. Takes a right, though.
That was a good 1-2 from Tommy Frank.
But it's Derbyshire who's won the round for me and being the busier of the two, finishing off better as well.
Right, 7 rounds down, Glenn. How's it looking now?
I have got 2 points up Tommy Frank still. Derbyshire is doing really, really well.
Well, it is the nature of this kind of fight, though, that Steve Lillis has Craig Derbyshire just ahead, but it really, with so much of this fight still to go, it's anybody's fight.
Yeah, I think, he's not reacting like I'd like to see Tommy Frank react. What do you think, Steve?
I thought then that third round, I had a feeling he was in an ascendancy. But if anyone's in the ascendancy, it's the smaller man of the two. In the second half, you thought the second half would be Tommy Frank's territory. But I'm wondering, look, I'm not looking for excuses for Tommy. He looks so big at the weight, you wonder how much of a struggle it's been. He's enormous for a flyweight.
Absolutely. I know what it feels like, you know, when you've done weight and you struggle to do weight and you're not there when you get in the ring. I know exactly how that feels, and it's a horrible feeling. So if he isn't right, you know, could this be the start? I mean, I've given Craig Derbyshire the last 2 rounds.
Yeah, I have. I've got him.
And that's after the knockdown.
I've got him 4 rounds to 3 ahead now, but obviously the knockdown levelling up the scorecards. All to play for still.
Well, it is indeed. This is the 8th of the scheduled 12, of course.
Yeah. Good lad.
Looking to load up Frank. It'd be better trying to, you know, get combinations out, just trying to loosen up a little bit and get the shots off rather than look for bigger ones. I think he feels if he's patient, you know, his power will tell, but you know, look how fit and how quick Craig Derbyshire is.
You also wonder, Glenn, does he know, with all the losses he's had, this is perhaps his one and only chance he'll get, even if it's controversial. I think the winner's got no grace. You've got to fight Carl Youssef, then you've got Joe Mafosa and a few other people.
Yeah. No, well, you know, it's certainly a spirited performance from Derbyshire. You know, really is giving it his very, very best, and that's all you can ask. You know, he's given it everything he possibly can. This is his opportunity, and he wants to take it.
Well, Tommy Frank just moving Derbyshire back. Derbyshire desperate to bring that belt home to Doncaster, to the wife and 4 kids. Well, Niall Almond in the Derbyshire corner wants to see punches in bunches. And the right hook from Frank, just a whisker away, and now Derbyshire steps it up again.
You know, he really is. He's lifted in this fight, isn't he, Derbyshire? Right hand and left hook land from Derbyshire, who's pushing the bigger man onto the back foot.
Well, let's get the scorecard of Steve Lillis after 8 rounds.
Yeah, another round to Derbyshire. I've got him 5-3 up now, and at the moment, you wonder where the champion's going to turn this around from. You know, he looked ragged in that round, almost feeling a bit sorry for himself.
Yeah, well, it's not going right for Tommy Frank. I've got him 1 round up with 4 rounds to go, but the last 3 rounds, the more telling. I've given all of them to Craig Derbyshire, and he's getting into a gear. You know, he's getting inspired. You can see he's just fighting away as hard as he can. Tommy Frank doesn't seem to be able to step out of a gear. He doesn't seem to be able to switch it up. It's been the same all the time. Now, whether he's fighting under orders, I don't know, but them orders need to change.
Well, 4 rounds remain, and it is there for the taking. Not much in it from Glenn or Steve's point of view.
Just keeps picking away, Derbyshire.
Good right hand from Frank. Derbyshire comes back and lets his hands go again. Both men trade now, both landing hooks in the centre of the ring. And is it Derbyshire that had the better of that exchange?
Definitely. You know, he's really got the bit between his teeth at the minute, Derbyshire.
And he's swinging in big hooks now, big overhand lefts and rights. The Derbyshire corner feel that Frank is really waning now, feeling the heat.
But he's getting hit more and more. He's getting hit more than he should, that's for sure. And you can see an air of confidence in Craig Derbyshire. Well, Tommy Frank walking forward but not throwing punches, and he's walking on to shots, hooks, straight shots. You know, Derbyshire doing the right thing, keeps throwing punches, 4-punch combination.
Really letting the hands go now. Tommy Frank comes back, but he's looking a bit bedraggled in there at the moment. And this has turned out into a real war in there now.
Well, for me, it's a war that Craig Derbyshire is winning. It's an inspired performance from the smaller man. Who is ripping up the odds at this moment. Well, just taking a little breather, but this is where Frank really should be stepping it up himself, but he's unable to. He's took some big shots in this round, Frank. I think he's took a lot out of him, and I think he's suffering with the weight. For me, I think he's suffering from the weight anyhow. I haven't seen a spark in Tommy Frank throughout this fight.
Well, of course, Frank had Derbyshire down in the 5th round with a body shot, but his recovery has been incredible, really, Craig Derbyshire. And Tommy Frank, it's a tough night. Craig Derbyshire's doing what we kind of expected him to do, front foot aggression, trying to put it on Tommy at every opportunity. It's not always the prettiest work, but it proved pretty effective tonight.
Definitely, you know, he's getting the shots off. You know, he's throwing punches when he has to. When he's on the back foot and Tommy Frank's coming at him, you know, it's him that is landing the shots. You know, he's got tenacity, we knew that. You know, and he's really giving it everything he can. He's trying to seize the opportunity, and at the moment it's succeeding.
Well, Tommy Frank is getting instructions from Glyn Rhodes.
Time's out. Round 10.
Well, it's round 10 of a very exciting British title fight featuring the champ Tommy Frank and a spirited challenge from Craig Derbyshire. And for me, we've got 3 rounds to go, and this fight on my card is level.
Well, this is a huge few rounds for both these men. For different reasons, Tommy Frank desperate to retain that belt, the flyweight belt that Chris Edwards did win. Chris Edwards, who had 13 losses when he fought for that belt. But Craig Derbyshire has 28 losses. This would be some story, but Tommy Frank would be devastated to relinquish it.
Well, what a story of never giving in. You know, keeping at it, fighting good opponents, getting beat, fighting good opponents, getting beat. But seizing the opportunity, and at the moment, he's well in this fight. You know, getting up for a few more shots in this round as well. Frank knows, you know, he'll have been told by Glyn Rhodes in that corner, you know, this is going to slip away from you. You're going to lose your British title. All that work, all that sacrifice for a fabulous prize, the British title. And is it slipping away from Tommy Frank?
Well, both men exchanging now. Derbyshire just throwing everything at Frank.
He's getting the better of the combinations. They're both trying to throw punches, but it's Derbyshire that's landing better. You know, he's the one that comes out of the combination with that shot on the end, like that, the right hand. You know, he just keeps working, combination after combination.
A good right hand lands again from Derbyshire. Well, both these fighters a real credit to the profession. Two great guys with great stories. We've spoken about Craig Derbyshire, but Tommy Frank born with a hole in the heart. Does a lot for the heart charities, and he's in there still fighting for his belt.
Well, you see the good work from Craig Derbyshire. For the first time in this fight, apart from the very first round, I've got Derbyshire ahead.
Well, let's get the thoughts of Steve Lilly. So you were scoring Derbyshire earlier on anyway ahead.
I'm just Derbyshire. I've given the last 5 rounds on the spin. I think Glenn might have a similar card. I've got him 3 points up now.
I've got him 1 point up for the first time since the first. He won the first round for me. He's ahead.
What shocked me most is the second half of the fight when I really expected Tommy to kick on, and I expected to stamp his authority and go on and win the fight clearly in the second half.
But
it's not happened.
That gives the look towards weight making. If he's struggling in the second half of the fight where he should be the stronger, that looks towards making weight. But hey, it's the same for both men. That's part and parcel of this sport. Take nothing away from Craig Derbyshire. He's putting in a fantastic effort.
Well, it's Derbyshire front foot again. Tommy Frank just boxing on the back foot now.
Well, Tommy Frank needs a round. They're slipping away from him, as is, for me, the Lord Lonsdale belt. Good jab from Frank. 3-punch combination from Derbyshire though, and then he gets through with a little bolo shot there at the right hand. It's a matter of interest, Dom, how are you scoring it? Don't want to let you get away with anything.
Well, I'm concentrating on the action for now, Glenn. You're the expert. Derbyshire.
Oh, good right hands from Derbyshire there.
Well, Tommy Frank comes back with a decent body shot, but it has not disappointed as a spectacle.
Absolutely not.
Craig Derbyshire is ferocious.
Good right hand. Takes one as well, though. And then he's straight back to give another. He will not be denied.
Oh, he catches Tommy Frank with a good right hand again, and both men in exchanges taking plenty. Craig Derbyshire is on an absolute mission. But Frank comes back with a good left hook of his own.
But Derbyshire fighting the fight of his life. What an amazing performance from Craig Derbyshire.
Well, everybody here at the Magna in Rotherham on their feet. Well, 11 rounds down, going into the final round. From your scorecard, Glenn, Tommy Frank needs a stoppage.
Definitely, and you know what? He's never, even on the round he got the knockdown, he still never looked like he was going to get the stoppage. You know, he's laboured. He hasn't looked like his spirit's in it. He hasn't looked like he's had his full fitness. Something looks missing. Derbyshire has reacted to everything that he's had to. Even the knockdown, came back with a tremendous finish for the last 20 seconds. So, you know, at the moment, Craig Derbyshire is pulling off an astonishing win on my card, and as Steve Lewis will probably testify.
I think I've got a bit wider than you. 180 seconds from something that a man who lost his first 9 fights, went through another period where he lost 7 of his stint, is on the brink of becoming British Flyweight champion. It's beyond the fairy tale. It just doesn't happen.
Well, Tommy Frank on our card. Steve has 3 minutes to pull this out the fire.
Well, can he do that? He's got the crowd behind him here, the majority of it anyway. Tommy Frank, who are singing his name now, trying to urge him on. He takes centre of the ring. And both men, I'm quite sure, are going to trade in this final 3 minutes for all they're worth.
Well, what a terrific battle for the British Flyweight title. And the British title always brings up some great rivalries, doesn't it? Some great fights. And this is certainly living up to an epic British title fight.
Well, we've seen plenty of fantastic fights on Fightzone at all levels, right up to world level. But there's nothing quite like a British title fight, and this one is not disappointing. It's Tommy Frank is still trying to find a shot that maybe would turn this around for him now. Craig Derbyshire, who's a horrible night's work for anybody.
But just to look at the stats, 39 fights. He's lost 28 and only won 8. And here he is, a minute away from being crowned British champion on mine and Steve Lillis's cards. And I'm sure yours as well, Dom.
Well, there've been close rounds in this fight, as Craig Derbyshire is still stepping it up. Well, the month he's had off work to train 2 or 3 sessions a day. His fitness is there for all to see, Craig Derbyshire.
Well, it just shows you, you know, what you can do if all of a sudden you got the right conditions. You got the right time, the right trainer, and the right sparring partners.
And boxing crucially at the right weight. As Tommy Frank, well, is looking for something big here. Now he goes to ground. The referee is counting that as a... Well, Craig Derbyshire says that was just a slip, just a tumble. Mike Alexander.
It looked like he was bundled over.
Well, it's classed as a knockdown at the final knockings of this 12th round in this enthralling British title fight. Tommy Frank has had Derbyshire down twice. But has Derbyshire done enough? Are we going to see the fairy tale story? The journeyman, has he won the British title? Well, Glenn McCrory, on your card, you say yes.
I do. I've given a point by a point. You know, I didn't think that was, you know, he was winning the round anyhow, so it wasn't a 10-8 round for me anyhow. So on my card, Craig Derbyshire has pulled off, should have pulled off a fabulous win. He's the one that looked to have deserved it.
Well, Steve
fought
Lillis,
fantastically well.
your final card, I think I know what you're going to tell me. Well, it is down to the all-important judges, of course. Mark Lyson, Howard Foster, Terry O'Connor, they're the men that will decide the fate of these two fighters. And both corners, well, there's plenty of respect between the two camps. Well, Tommy Frank just gets the gloves taken off him by his pal, Sam Speedy Sheedy. And Craig Derbyshire's taking the congratulations as well. A nice moment, Glyn Rhodes with Craig Derbyshire and Carl Greaves there, the manager of Craig Derbyshire. Well, the scorecards, I think, are in. Mike Alexander, the referee, calls both men together. Well, this could be tight. We'll cross to our MC, Mr. Craig Stephen.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, just before we declare the official result, what a contest. That is what the Lord Lonsdale belt means to both boxers. Please let's hear it. Both our boxers in the ring. So we go to our judges' score totals. Judge Howard Foster, he sees this contest 114, 113 Craig Derbyshire. Judge Mark Lyson, 114, 112 Tommy Frank. We go to our third scoring judge, Terry O'Connor. He sees the contest 114, 114. A split draw, ladies and gentlemen. So Tommy Frank retains the belt.
A split draw. Terry O'Connor, 114, 114, that decides it after Mark Lyson had edged towards Tommy Frank and Howard Foster, likewise for Craig Derbyshire. Well, I thought it would be tight, but there seems to be a bit of surprise around the arena. The body language is quite interesting as well. The absolute devastation in the Craig Derbyshire corner. I mean, they're all pals in there now.
Yeah, I think the fight was very, very close. I had it to Craig Derbyshire by one round. I think the way he came back was epic. Was epic, and I thought overall he deserved it. And I would imagine the camp will be very, very disappointed because it was a mammoth effort from Craig Derbyshire to put up a performance like that, but not enough. Tommy Frank keeps the belt. Well, but not a good performance from Frank, I must say. And, he will need to do better.
Well, Craig Derbyshire may feel he'd done enough, but he's going to get tremendous respect for that.
Well, it just shows you what you can do. What a great performance. You put your mind to it. He's been beat off so many fighters, beat such a losing record, and yet put in a tremendous fight.
Well, let's get down to the ring apron with Steve Lillis. He's got some company.
We can't bring the fighters, the British boxing board of control, sensibly want the medical first. We've got all the camps here, promoters. We're going to go through this fight quickly. Glyn Rhodes, trainer of the champion Tommy Frank, the man who's clung on to his title. How did you see the fight after 12 rounds?
Well, obviously, I'd like to watch it again. You kind of like when you're in the corner and it's your guy boxing, you kind of like watching through biased eyes. So I'd like to go away again and watch the fight again and then make up my mind. But I would like to say, what a pair of ambassadors for British boxing. You know what? That's what You know, a lot of people saying Craig Derbyshire is a journeyman, but he raised his game for the British title, and that's what he does. Boxing for a major title like that, it causes fighters to raise the game, and that's exactly what we saw tonight.
Carl, manager of Craig Derbyshire, how did you score the fight?
I had Craig up, but then obviously going into the last round, it all depended on that and with the knockdown, you know what I mean? So a draw's a fair result, you know what I mean? Let's do it again. Great fight. What a pair of warriors. That was an unbelievable fight, you know what I mean? And respect to them both. They both give it everything, put the heart and soul into that. And such a shame for Craig just not getting that decision and to rewrite the history books. You know what I mean? He lost his first 9 contests. He's become 2-time area champion, 2-time English champion. Imagine winning that British title. Unbelievable achievement, and what a shame. But listen, you got a draw. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. A rematch. It needs to be a rematch, obviously.
Let's talk to Niall, Craig's trainer. Carl, the knockdowns have cost your man the British title. How did you see it?
I actually gave it to Craig by 1. I even asked my old mate there, Glenn McCrory, and he said he gave it to Craig by 1. It is what it is. Tom and his team are top men. They gave us our chance. Hopefully we'll get a rematch on a split draw. We need it. I don't even think one of the knockdowns was a knockdown. I thought it was a push. But it is what it is.
Well, we saw you. I know there's a great effort, but I thought Niall and Glyn were going to have it at one stage.
I'm the referee, look. I'm the referee.
Let's go to the promoter, Steve Crump. Steve, I don't know how you saw it, but have we got to do it again?
100%. You know, what a great show that were for Fightzone and for everybody. Fantastic fight. You know, it needs to be done again. Unfinished business, that's the only thing I'm going to say. It was a 50-50 swing. I'll be honest with you, I ain't got a clue which way we're going to swing. I was scared to death for Tommy, but you know, let's put it on again. Bigger venue. They both deserve a bigger stage. We need to do it again. Simple as that. But I'd just like to congratulate Tommy and Craig for putting on what a show. You know, none of them took a backward step at all. Fair play to them both.
I'd just like to say I'm obviously glad because I'm Tommy's trainer, manager, friend. I'm glad he won. But you know, if he'd have gone the other way, it couldn't have deserved. Well, I mean, he keeps his title, so he keeps the Lonsdale belt. But what I'm saying, I'm glad Tommy walks away with the Lonsdale belt. But if he had won, Craig, it couldn't have gone to a more deserving person, could it?
Well, thanks very much for that, Glyn. Fantastic. And you, of course, Carla. One word to you, I think.
Yeah, listen, full respect. We go back years, me and Glenn, and obviously we're really, you know what I mean. It's tough when you're up against your mates as well, you know what I mean. But I'm just so, you know what I mean. I'm speechless really because them kids there put the heart and soul into that, and what a fight. You know what I mean. That British title means everything to them, doesn't it? And Craig Derbyshire gave it everything. Tommy gave it everything, and a draw.
I'm going to ask you, Steve. What do you think?
I'll be honest. I had it to Craig by 2 points.
Thank you very much.
Well, there you go. And back to two fellas who also have their opinion on the fight. Dom and Glenn.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Steve. So all the talk of rematch, we'll have a bit of that, Glenn.
We certainly will. I mean, they fought their hearts out. I didn't think it was the best Tommy Frank in there, but it was the best Craig Derbyshire that performed. And I think, you know, Tommy boxed the way Craig led him. So, you know, all in all, you know, the winners were the crowd. You know, we got a great British title fight, and you know, let's hope they do it again.
Well, of course, we're always on the road to Fightzone. So much more to come in the next few weeks, and we have a big night in Scotland to look forward to. It's all over here at the Magnet in Rotherham. Tommy Frank retains the Lonsdale belt, a split draw. Disappointment for Craig Derbyshire and his team, but Tommy Frank and Glyn Rhodes, a little bit of relief, I think it's fair to say. But apart from the main event, which was brilliant, there was plenty of really good action here tonight, Steve.
It was a terrific card. Great learning fights for some of the prospects. Keenan Wainwright, knockout number 4. He really is looking one to watch. I mean, Dennis Hobson said to me recently, he asked me what I thought, and I said I'd only seen him once or twice, and he said he's the kid with the X Factor.
And Levi Giles, you know, to see the performance he put in, you know, got a real star in the making there. Defensively, he's fabulous. On the attack, I think we're going to see him in some great fights.
And Billy Pickles brings a few from Leeds as well. You mentioned Leeds before, Steve. So, final word, it's been a great event, and we're marching on Fightzone.
Well,
Sunday fight night. Well, fight afternoon.
I keep thinking it's night. Obviously, it's
crazy.
still not night.
I think I've got an extra day in bed with it, really. It's work tomorrow, innit? So, yeah, it's been great. Been fantastic. And congratulations to every fight that's been on. Every one of us put a great performance in. So, fair play to them all.
Yes, it has. Sunday afternoon boxing. That's where it's been happening in Rotherham in South Yorkshire. And the main event, well, it lived up to everything that we expected it would. Craig Derbyshire with a valiant effort, brilliant effort. Tommy Frank retains the Lonsdale belt. We'll be back on Fight Zone next week in Oldham. And of course, we've got world title fights coming up in the next few weeks with Hannah Rankin as well. Thanks for watching.